talking about
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Knowledge Relationships Reckless Reviews with your boy, Jerk.
what's good, man.
Nothing much, man. What's up with you, Jerk?
Nothing much, chilling out.
I hear you, man. Well, man,
I was out here running some errands and shit, so I was like, let me get back and so we could light this up.
For sure, man. Man, I'm just out here, man. Just still trying to adjust to like StreamYard's update and all the technicals, man. They got these things all over the place. So
Yeah, I've been seeing them doing all kind of updates. I gotta, cause I might start doing lives again every once in a while. So yeah, I gotta figure that shit out.
yeah. But other than that, man, I know we got something good cooking, man, and I know we haven't really talked about the Fresher Pit Boys like for a minute, but it's not really much about them. They're just a catalyst since Tekashi 6ix9ine, man, was on the podcast, and I guess the man want to set the record straight.
Yeah, he's. I seen him doing a couple interviews, and he been kind of like breaking down the whole situation, how he got caught up with the, going to jail, and then he ended up snitching and shit. But he was kind of giving the side, like how it led up, why he had to talk and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So just based on that, man, what's your take on? You giving him a pass, or you think he's just trying to justify it? What is your view on what's he trying to do?
I always like to give a rat like a benefit of doubt first, or like I fully judge him. But because like stuff like like the media has been going on, and the media always want to like point out like the bad end to it, like a person's character. I'm like, look, why not? Why not give him a chance? Maybe there was a strong reason why, he's, he did what he had to do, and he was labeled in that way as, being a snitch, and why he doesn't really care, like too much about it, in my opinion. So that's what I kind of think.
Yeah, man, I think it's a bigger storyline. We got to start telling sometimes, man. Because, like I said, when I was young, man, I was a knucklehead. I got caught up in some shit. Mm-hmm. And some people kind of told on us. And I was livid until I got older.
Right.
And then what made me see it different was when I had my son and stuff. And I'm like, I could see how, people would go down that route. Because it's just like, man, when if you start some people start talking, they kind of like making that decision. I'm gonna put my family first. So that's why I always push. I don't really get into the whole snitching thing. I'm like, man, don't even go down that path, especially if you got a family, because, you technically shouldn't be putting nobody over your family. But that's where I'm at. I'm like, man, if you got family and all that, man, don't even go down that path. So like I said, the whole rat thing, when I got older, I understood why people did that. I mean, I at that time, I couldn't do it because I didn't understand it. Like, I ain't had my son, my family. Like I said, I was 16 when I was, like, out there wilding out. But, so you could kind of take that oath and all that dumb shit. But when you start getting older, man, yeah, you're literally kind of putting people over your family, which is kind of crazy once you kind of get a stable mindset. You're like, I'm not putting nobody over my family and my commitments. But I mean, that's why you shouldn't even get in that territory anyways. Hey, you're on mute.
My bad. I was like, yeah, and that Larry, it does like make sense, like for sure. That's
Yeah, and
why.
then also I like the comment Marcus put. He said I ain't mad at 6ix9ine doing what he did because those weren't his homies. And that's a fact. That's another piece to it too. Where listen to what he did, man. He did kind of feed those guys, and I think loyalty is a 2-lane road, man. So I always kind of been real loyal to people, but I got, like I said, I was done dirty, and I wouldn't take certain paths because I don't feel like you match energies with people. So you just got to kind of cut them off and stuff. But yeah, man, if somebody's doing right by you, man, you do right by them back. And I think a lot of times people they want you to be loyal and they don't, end up being loyal to you. Cause even say like if some people they go to jail, man, you're supposed to like look out for their family and all that type of stuff. But, I seen people when they go to jail, all them people that person took the fall for it, man, they kind of like going about their business.
Yeah.
Dudes be sleeping with them dudes' chicks and stuff. So yeah, it's just grimy, man. That's why I say all together. It's like, man, stay the fuck away from all that shit. What they say, there's no honor amongst thieves. So yeah, anybody that get in them games nowadays, this is like you dumb. You on a clock. You on a timeline.
Yeah. No, and that's definitely facts on that one.
And then also, man, when you start looking at like a lot of the cases are if you've been in some shit, you start kind of seeing how stupid you were. So like even in my case, man, like we was young, man. We sitting there, we got like nice cars, people wearing jewelry in a middle of a bad area.
Yeah.
So it's just like you literally kind of telling on yourself when you sitting there and you in a like an impoverished area and you wearing like fur coats and shit. Dudes rocking, big ass chains. You're walking into a bicycle cop could damn near put the case together. So man, they'll just sit there and watch you guys. They're like, you'll see them like, man, they're sitting on like crews for like years, building them cases, and they just literally they'll follow somebody and catch them up, and that person will probably start telling. Then you have like 10 people tell it. So man, yeah, it's crazy when you sit back and think about it. It's like, yeah, that's kind of dumb, man. When you wearing all kind of nice clothes and you ain't had a job in your whole life, kind of really just telling on yourself. So.
No, and honestly, like it does like make sense why like people do like what the the things that they do, and honestly, like when I heard that little part, like what 6ix9ine was talking about, I was like, man, I couldn't really blame him too harshly, but you know what? Let me just go to the video because
let's go ahead and pull that up.
Because it's better for him to say it than for me, but
yeah, no doubt.
So you guys can get proper context. So, I realized, man, like I have to work on this layout real quick. So it's going to look a little wonky for a second, but I'm about to go ahead and fix that up. So let me go ahead and fix up for you guys real quick for a second, all like in fair use. And there we go. All right. Let me blow it up a little bit. All right, hopefully that's looking better.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay, for sure. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and we're going to play this out of fair use.
So we got covered this because this has been going on for quite some time. They call you a rap bro. Mm-hmm. Now, when that happened to you in the industry, what happened that we didn't see? For example, obviously, people shun you. They said, I'm not fucking with 6ix9ine, he's a rap, whatever. But what happened behind the scenes when they called you a rap?
Let's just be honest. Yeah. Let's just be honest. I felt like, what's the color of my skin?
Brown, white,
what would you say?
Hispanic,
right?
Yeah.
I'm in a rap game dominated by what? Hip hop.
Niggas.
So my thing is like, you know what I mean? I felt like when they said, "Oh, this kid is Latino, he's Spanish," he's dominating our game. He's the face of rap, right? When they seen Gummo, Kuda, Kiki, Billy, Gotti, Tati, Fifi, Bebe. Then they were like, when they seen that Bebe, they was like, oh my God. He just gave us back to back Billboard. Then he just crossed over genres and went Latin.
Yeah.
Don DeMarco. You know what I mean?
Hey, hit pause real quick.
Listen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm gonna answer your question, but let me just give you some context.
I got you.
They seen all of that, right? And they
That shit was funny though. I don't know if you caught it. They was like, man, he was like, what's my skin color? He
Right.
said Hispanic.
I was like, I kept that to myself because I didn't know how to respond to that.
Yeah, no, that was funny, man. Nah, Hispanic like a culture, but ain't no damn skin color. So,
Right.
but I get what he was saying because yeah, you know, he had that you know, being Hispanic. There's like a few number of like I'll say Hispanic rappers and stuff that get that notoriety and stuff. But even then, you know, if you got talent, man, you could break through. So what he was talking about as far as like running the rap game, like he definitely was getting numbers, but yeah, he can't go that damn far. He was, you know, because it's not like he was known for a lyricist and shit like that. So yeah, he got to stop. He feeling himself a little too big. Definitely was getting numbers. He was probably like breaking numbers on YouTube and shit. So I give him all that. Definitely knew how to like draw in that attention, but yeah, he running it. He got slow up a little bit.
Oh yeah. Facts, man, for real.
But yeah, we get back to it. I just wanted to. I thought that was funny. My man said Hispanic.
Right. All right.
We're like, yo, damn, this kid is polarizing. There's nothing in this world bigger than 6ix9ine. You can't open up your phone without seeing 6ix9ine.
Mm-hmm.
And he's funny, and he does skits, and he's entertaining.
He likes skin tan.
We already don't like him. Have you ever seen a 6ix9ine at a Rolling Loud?
No,
Right?
never.
But I'm the most biggest artist in the world. I have multi-platinum records. When you say, oh, yo, you known for all your gimmicks. You known for all your trolling. So y'all not saying the Gummo 6 times platinum? Y'all not saying Fifi is 8 times platinum? Y'all not saying Kuda's 3 times platinum? Y'all not saying Billy is 3 times platinum? Y'all not saying Kiki is 2 times platinum? Y'all not saying Tati is platinum? Y'all not saying Bebe is 3 times platinum? Right? Y'all not saying Stupid is 2 times platinum? Stupid. Give me that Don DeMarco. Let's talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like we already don't like this nigga. We hate him. But now we need an excuse.
And they blackballed you too, didn't they?
Now we need an excuse.
And they got it.
Right?
Yeah.
So before the rat and shit, right? Before the rat and shit was like, fuck 6ix9ine. Oh my God, I hate him. I hate him. But we can't get people to agree with us, to hate him too, with us. So when the rat and shit is like, right, everybody let's lean to this. Why 6ix9ine was never Rolling Loud? Why 6ix9ine always had haters? Cause I dominated a game I wasn't supposed to dominate.
You're on top.
Know what I mean? And then when I got locked up, right? I used to sit in the day room. The day room is like where they have the TVs, the phones, right, for prisoners. And I used to watch, you know, the TV, and they're like, yo, 6ix9ine career is over, and he won't even have he won't have success no more. He told on all these bloods, blah, 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 right? You know, spreading their narrative, right?
Yep.
They say he's done. I come home April 2nd, May 8th. On my birthday, I release the first song post Rattin'. Gooba breaks every record in hip hop.
IG Live broke 1 million.
Broke 2 million.
Yeah.
Don DeMarco.
Can you forward a little bit when they start getting to the details?
So, you know what I mean? So, like I said, I broke.
So you want me to fast forward to?
Yeah, just to the where he starts telling the story and all that, because I know Myron starts breaking it down.
Okay. Let's see.
But I think where people, because it's not like they initially heard the music and hated him. I think, man, where he was getting a lot of smoke, because he was kind of like, when I first saw him, like I said, I ain't even, because somebody sent it to me. They be like, hey man, what's up with y'all? You know, with y'all New York cats. And I was like, man, this cat ain't from New York, you know, because the look was very different from, you know, growing up. But I guess that's the new age thing. But when I started seeing some of his stuff, he was up in Chicago. What was that? Old Block, calling about. So he kind of drew a lot of that negativity, him and his crew and stuff like that. So I think that's why people was on some kind of hating him. It wasn't just because he was Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? Because you got like Hispanic rappers like UFO Feeve up there, and he's from East Harlem, I think. Mm-hmm. You got you know, Fat Joe and his whole crew when they was rapping. You got other like terminology. So, you know, they're not, they're more lyrical, but also, you know, they're not out there like beefing and shit like that. So they're not drawing that negative attention. So I think he's got to tell it right. Like he was kind of in a lot of beef and drama.
Yeah, and it makes sense. You know what I mean? So, like when you put yourself into that mix, this is what's gonna like outpour in your lifestyle.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and you know, he realized he wasn't really about that life. So, you know, we gotta tell like it is. Maybe this is probably the mark when they start like getting deep into it, but I'm gonna go ahead and play it.
Okay.
Let me know if you need me to fast forward a little bit more.
About it.
Nah, we should
Yeah.
be good.
Yeah.
How dare you?
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
I love that. So my thing is, let's be the first podcast to try to debate that, right? Now listen to me.
Mm-hmm.
So after the rant and shit, right? And they was like, damn, he's so big. How can we control him? It's no way. It's like he's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. We just can't stop him.
Mm-hmm.
You remember the song "Stupid"?
Yeah.
When I'm just like, fuck that nigga, fuck that nigga Ebro, he a bitch. Just another old nigga on a young nigga dick.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Right?
That nigga's a hater. He is.
So my thing,
Old ass nigga.
Who's the head of Apple?
And he's a liberal. Fuck him.
Who's the head of Apple?
Right now, I mean,
It was Larry Jackson, but who's leading it right now for hip hop?
the head of Apple. I don't know.
No, of music, Apple Music.
Oh shit, I don't know.
We talking about the hater right now.
Oh, it is Ebro.
It is Ebro.
Oh, I thought he was
He
just
is?
97.
No, so
I didn't know that.
So these is facts right now. You know what I
didn't
mean?
know
I'm
that.
giving you facts. So even before ratting, I was already blackballed.
Oh,
So give me a Don DeMarco.
Oh, okay.
Give me a Don DeMarco. And these is facts. Look, hear me what I'm telling you.
I thought he was just Hot 97, bro.
So before ratting, was 6ix9ine blackballed?
100% then.
100%. So now let's talk about it. So they're like, how can we control this man? He's dissing the head of Apple, still fucking dominated game. He's fucking, we can't control him. Anything that happens, he's just coming out with, they needed an excuse. They needed one, a big one, right? And the hip hop unwritten rule is don't snitch, right? But let's talk about all the, like just what it is. The niggas who's not Spanish, black niggas that snitch, right? Snoop Dogg, Gunna, Young Thug, right? 50 Cent with Supreme Team, Irv Gotti. You know, this shit that the streets that a little white person in fucking in Cleveland, Wyoming, North Dakota, they're like, damn, we're not gonna take 5 minutes, 10 minutes time to investigate or dig into the thing. We're just here for the music.
Right.
But the streets know. Like right now, if this gets clipped and then the street niggas in Brooklyn, street niggas in Queens, street niggas all around the world, is like, we heard about the Irv Gotti Supreme Team 50 Cent shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a whole video. Remember when I first came home and Suge
Tekashi
Knight,
throwing everybody under the bus.
hung a nigga off the balcony, was like, yo, Snoop Dogg told him. Snoop Dogg told. He write letters to the warden. I was on the phone with Suge Knight. But because Snoop Dogg is, like he's liked and he's like the uncle to the rap, like he's Unc, right? That old bitch, right? Like,
It's perfect.
you know what I mean? It's like let's ignore that he told because he's our Unc. We don't want to lose our Unc. Remember, he cheated on his wife with Selena Powell. You don't remember that? He was butt ass nigga getting dressed. You want me to play for you?
You're not lying.
Nah, I'm not lying.
You're not lying.
The nigga
Myron
cheated on
look
his wife,
uncomfortable.
clipped the
Myron
son of
looking
his
like,
wife.
oh,
She
shit.
forgot. Let's start a fight in that family household.
How many families has Selena like fucked up, bro? How many families?
Not mine, nigga. Not mine, nigga. Like, you see Selena released our sex tape on the Ring camera.
Yo.
But my thing is, like, it's cool, my girl, like, oh, you fuck that bitch, right?
But hold on. So in the industry, right? That's a common theme here. Someone will be called a snitch, but the fans are mainly majority at concerts white. They don't care about you being a snitch. They say,
That's
you know
what I'm saying.
They say, all right, I fuck with 6ix9ine or music. He's a good person.
But you know
I don't
why?
care.
Listen, you see when I came home, I'm gonna show you. You put the Wi-Fi on my phone, right?
Yeah, I got you.
You wanna
people
pause real
forget
quick?
this. I don't give a fuck
Yeah,
about the
sure.
snitch shit, right?
And we can pull it up on the big screen too if you have it.
Yeah, yeah.
If
I
you got
have
like
it.
a clip or something you
no,
want us
no,
to put
no.
up.
I have it. Look,
So both of us, man, we have the stance like we don't really give a damn about the. But do you think like they should be consistent with the whole snitching thing? like if they gonna call him out, because I never heard about the 50 Cent. I know he made like some tracks, but I don't know he was like in there talking to no cop, so I can't put that jacket on him. But I did hear this shit about Snoop Dogg, people talking about that, and other rappers. So do you think they should be like consistent across the board? Because it do seem like people got like, you know, biases and stuff like that.
I mean, honestly, like it should be like equal game, but we know everything's not everything's created equal. You know what I mean? And that's just like the reality of it. So it's interesting to you know, to kind of hear that from 6ix9ine. You know, like the way how he's describing that situation with 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg and all these other people. So.
Yeah, he's like, shit, if I'm gonna drown out here, goddamn it, all y'all drowning with me. He's like, I'm sinking the whole ship. He said, if I'm gonna wear that jacket, goddamn it, everybody going down.
Right.
Tekashi gonna start pulling out paperwork and some further interviews. He gonna come up there with the. But yeah, I think at a certain point, man, I think, man, especially once you get older, I think some people still hold to that type of stuff. But I think now, man, I think we're so just like, when you see stuff play out so many times, you're just not concerned with it. And it's almost like now there's so many people that done told. You got mobsters that have been telling on each other. You got people that like have like 10 and 15 hits on them going in there talking. So it's like, are we really that shocked that some kids gonna tell on each other? You know, when the best of the best in the crime world, like if you had to make a hierarchy or talking, it's like, man, you know, some kids that's like rapping or people associated with that and coming to some money, majority of people gonna talk at this point. So it's like, man, that's why I'm saying, if you get involved with this type of shit, you're dumb if you think people are actually gonna be loyal to you.
Right. Yeah. Like, and that's why, like, man, like, ain't no point, like, you know, trying to join us on like type of mob shit, because, you know, it ain't gonna lead you anywhere. All it takes is just one person to get caught, and if families is down on the line, I think, like you said before, they're gonna do whatever it takes, man, to save themselves and their families. They don't care about y'all, man. You know, and honestly, that's the way how you gotta play it. Honestly, man, as a proactive approach, man, like, if you're gonna get into an industry like this, man, like as far as like this music career, you know, get into something like where you could actually have like a clean record. You know what I mean? But if you're already in it, and if it's already too late, man, like, look, try to find some way, man, to pull yourself out, man, because ultimately at the end, when they do something stupid, you're gonna get caught up in it as well too, whether it's like if you was involved or not.
Yeah, no doubt. Because once you kind of get that notoriety or status, they kind of almost want to attach your name to the, say like if they have a case, you could have been separated, but even though you're still affiliated, you know, you got a headline to that case. So that's how sometimes people get promoted. So they're gonna be like, shit, this person's mixed into it. It gives it that like sex appeal as far as it being in it, like headlines and stuff. So they definitely gonna roll that person in. So like you said, yeah, you distance yourself from that. Don't even go down that path, like you said, man. It's because I think sometimes, man, like just minorities, period, and you know, even I say white people to a certain degree too, because you know they have the biker gangs and all that.
Yeah,
I think, man, when men are younger, they're trying to find themselves. So I think the way that people think like you need to be tough, because like I said, I'm guilty of it myself, is that you try to get that name from like being attached to like the criminal stuff, the tough guy image, when it's just like, man, I do like nowadays, it's like, man, you could go box, you could be in MMA, you know, and still be like a good citizen and stuff like that. So I think that's what we need to start kind of pushing more, man, where people don't have to like feel like, oh man, I gotta go do drills and shit to kind of get a name in the streets or something like that. It's like, nah, man, you could be tough and not wild out and fuck your life up and shit. Because, you know, when you start seeing all this stuff play out and all them raids start going down and people getting them football numbers 20 to something years. It's just like, man, now you done. But so by the time you get out, man, you're kind of like obsolete. Cause like when I was younger, man, all the people that went in when I was young, you know, we was in a beeper era. So now they coming out to like, life is just moving fast like that. So like I said, I had some friends and even some relatives, man, they just like, they lost, man. They can't even keep up with this stuff. And it's sad to see it because they got to try to adapt and stuff. So yeah, we're used to see all of it play out. It's like, man, it's just sad because you're almost like frozen in time and stuff. And it's just all for a name. And it's just, man, you know, you spend, somebody said it to me the best. They were like, man, you spend all that time and effort to rebel against a society and stuff like that. So you might get like 2 to 3 years where you're on top. You're riding that high wave and shit. You could kind of do what you want. But that 2 to 3 years is going to give you like 20 to life of somebody controlling all your movements. Because, you know, you go into jail, they're tell you when to eat, when to wake up, what you can have in there. There's no women. You can't go to no restaurants. So it's just like, man, when you look at it from that angle and shit, like maybe 2 to 3 years, you might get a name out there. But when you go away and all that, it's just like, man, you're behind bars and they controlling every movement of your life. So you better off getting a job, man.
Right. That's facts.
But yeah, so I think that that chase for notoriety, a name, that's what's jamming people up. And it's just like, dude, get a name from being intelligent, you know, from stepping out of the norm, you know, pushing yourself. So yeah, that's why I like your podcast, your channel, different other channels that's popping up, people talking about this stuff and pushing back, you know, on this type of shit, because it's just like, man, it don't lead to nothing. And it's like, man, there's other ways you can get your name. Don't be scared to be different from everybody else, because once them people get caught up in the system, man, it's hard to, you know, jump out there. Everybody's not gonna be Tekashi, you know, when they could come out and drop albums and stuff. You know, a lot of them dudes, man, you know, I don't think we show enough of that. Like when they're going, they got to work at fast food joints, you know, because those are probably the only places are, you know, real hard labor type jobs. So maybe we need to start showing like documentaries on that, like life after prison, the real side of it, not the sexy side.
Yeah, man. You know, and honestly, man, that would be like a good reaction, man, even for like the Talk to Tuesday lineups. Or like, you know, even on yours, man, because, you know, a lot of stuff that's getting promoted, man, it's getting promoted like in the wrong way. And when it's getting promoted in the wrong way, man, like people think that, oh, I'm gonna be cool, I'm gonna get a lot of street cred. But honestly, bro, like you young people don't even know what the hell like y'all getting yourself into. And you don't want to get caught up, man, because honestly, would you like to like build a street cred just so you go to prison and beat a bitch to drop the soap? I don't think you want to be the one to drop the soap after you just got some street cred out in the streets. You know what I mean? Because Big Bubba somewhere, right, is going to be ready for you. And you're not going to have like your guns, your weapons, you know, and all that stuff. You know, you're not going to have like your little gangs or whatever that's going to like, you know, protect your asshole from getting ran through. Put that out there, pause. But, you know, if I mean, unless you're about that life, man, and that's your long-term goal, man, to be, you know, Mr. Daisy to someone, then go right ahead. But
you know, man, a lot, because, you know, people kind of like get sectioned off when you go in there. So that might not even happen to you. But my thing is just like, man, you lose just control over your life. So to a certain degree, like, man, if you work a 9 to 5, yeah, you know, you work for somebody else, you have some type of like leadership over you, but still it's like, man, when you get off of work, your time is yours. You could go hit the gym, man. Like I said, you could go hit a restaurant on the weekend. You can go to the beach, man. When you get behind them bars, man, it's literally like, you might get to watch a little bit of TV, whatever they serve in the chow hall, man. Cats be like happy about chicken when they have fried chicken in like pizza day. And it's like, basic as fuck. It's like that lunchroom shit that you had in high school.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, man, all those like pleasures that you have when you like outside and man, all that's gone. So yeah, that to me, that's the biggest part where it would drive you insane when you just don't have that. Then you got somebody shitting right by your bed and stuff. You crammed in that little ass box. Man, you ain't supposed to be living like that. So yeah, we gotta start pushing back on all these narratives, man. Fuck that tough guy shit.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Should we continue playing more into the video?
Yeah, we can continue. I just wanted to stop right there.
All right, for sure, man. Let's go ahead and continue.
I'm gonna put it. I'll get close to that shit. Like, where look, I'm gonna go to archive. Look, I'm gonna just go all the way down, right? So I'm gonna archive. You see, I'm not editing nothing. I'm on my Instagram. I'm gonna just show you.
You on your phone, yeah.
I don't give a fuck about the snitch shit, but I don't think you know what's a rat? Someone who would do anything to get out of a situation, right? Yeah. I think I'm so hated. Think about all the context I just gave you. I was hated before snitching.
Before that,
right?
Yeah.
So they just used it as an excuse, right? So I don't think I'm a snitch. I don't think I'm a rat. A rat is that does anything to get out of a situation. Did you hear the wiretaps?
I did. Yeah.
So we're gonna ignore that?
So pause real quick before we jump into this.
Did you not see the video on YouTube me getting kidnapped?
I did.
Yeah.
Are you gonna ignore that? So should I be?
There we go.
That's the only thing I'm gonna give him pushback, because like I said, man, you hear his story, man. I like I said, loyalty goes two ways. So I think, man, you're supposed to be loyal to somebody and they're supposed to be loyal back. So it's like if you say like you're in that game, man, if they go down, then man, you don't step over them boundaries, messing with people's family members, or because you feel like they don't get enough, you don't get enough money. Because I know they try to kidnap him or something like that. So they was doing some shady shit. You know what I'm saying? But what he's trying to justify all this stuff. I mean, you're a rat and a snitch. It is what it is. So if I, say like if I went down on some shit like this, I would just be like, look, man, I ratted. I could have handled it. I wasn't kind of built for that. Yeah. Like I thought about my family first, man. I would eat that. And I wouldn't be really talking about anybody else's situation. I'll be willing to fall on that sword. Like, you know what, man? I thought I could, man. I couldn't handle being behind bars that long, being away from my kid, because I know he got kids and stuff. And man, I had a great life, man. But he's trying to justify it too much. So is it justifiable to a certain degree based on how people do you wrong? Yeah, but it's just like, it is what it is. It's kind of like the tricking shit. When, guys that are tricks, they're like, well, it ain't tricking if you got it. It's like, no, nigga, you're a trick. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But all you have to say like, hey, I'm a trick. This is what I do. So it's just like, own it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because nobody forced you into those lanes. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, nobody forced you to take those oaths, man. You took it in. You kind of... went the other way, which a lot of people don't care because they're like, they understand. But it's just like, man, you just got to eat the word.
Look, man, if I'm an asshole, man, I'm going to roll the punches like an asshole, okay? If I'm a quote-unquote snitch or if I'm a trick, man, like, look, I'm going to be a proud trick, Look, I'm a proud heterosexual, okay? So, look, man, you got to be proud of, like, who you are. And I think the more you try to justify, like, look, man, fuck the masters, okay? They don't like who you are, then that's what it is. And remember, I said hetero, okay? Just in case.
He stressed that shit out.
So
you said, ain't nobody gonna get that shit twisted.
Right.
But nah, man, if I was him, I'd be like, look, man, I had M's. I had some millions before, I got into this shit. I was dumb. You know what? But yeah. I started singing like a canary, man. Like, I was rocking Egyptian cotton and silk before I went in there. Man, I ain't built for no state greens.
Right.
So that's how he just need to talk about it. But all that, like, well, Snoop Dogg, that's where I think people gonna be like, all right, man, come on, man.
Right. Like leave that be. But I do have to like give a strong agreement to like Marcus, because again, he says, there you go. He made valid points. He got kidnapped, got robbed by his own crew, screwed his baby mama and all that, right? Oh yeah, look, man, you do all that stuff to me, like I'm gonna get my revenge. So all those dudes ain't his homies. Now he says it ain't ratting if you're not ratting on your homies. that part I also agree as well too. Look, man, you gotta do what you gotta do to take care of business.
Nah, but see, man, because I get what he's saying, man. Like, but it still falls under that terminology. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, man, you did what you did. And we got to call it out, because the reason why I feel like, man, we got to call this stuff out, because with Tekashi, man, I have no issue if this happened and he said that. But it's just like, nah, man, I read it because this, and I'm cool wearing that jacket because his kids stay away from this lane because of this. That's how the story needs to be told. And I think sometimes when people want to kind of like maneuver with words, man, it's almost like they're watering it down, and it needs to be told right, because we should want people to stay away from all this. But it's just like, man, when you're kind of giving a pass on this and this, it's just like, nah, man, it's all like a dog eat dog world. So it's just like, because I mean, he did people dirty if you in that world. That's what I'm saying, man. So you can't then try to justify your shit, because it's just like, hey, man, you're in a game of wrongdoing. You know what I'm saying? So you can't like get morals when shit happens to you, when you done fucked over people, you know? So that's what I'm saying.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
On that retrospect, right? Like, yeah, like, you know, we can't turn blind eye and be like, okay, cool, like, we heard your testimony, you know, you're really a good person, Daniel, whatever his name, Daniel Hernandez, whatever. No, like, you did some shit that's supposed to, which also got you caught up in some deeper shit. You know what I mean?
Well, that'd be like, say, like I extorted you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out here, I'm doing stuff like that. I'm shaking people down, and then all of a sudden it happens to me, and I'm like, you know what? These motherfuckers, they didn't do this, they didn't do this. It's like, all right, man, you ain't had that same mindset when you was doing it to other people. So that's why I'm saying, like, man, if you in that, you got to eat it. So that's why I'm just saying, stay the fuck away from it, because you can't cry when the shit happens to you. But you was cool when you was on top, you know?
Yeah.
Because nobody complains when they winning. You know what I'm saying? When life is good and your team's strong, hey, you out there inflicting pain on everybody else. But when it come back home, that's when everybody's like, they got the Pepsi and the pork sandwich in there. They got their feet kicked up and they telling on everybody.
Right.
Tell when times is good.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. All right, for sure. Let's go ahead and continue. See what else they're talking about.
Loyal to guys who wasn't loyal to me.
Sarah.
That's what I'm saying. So, are you gonna ignore that?
No.
So, what should I do in that situation? Am I gonna be loyal to the guys that wasn't loyal to me?
No, I mean, I was, yo.
No, but my it's hard, right?
Yeah, when you know the case and everything else like that, you know, maybe it's just.
All right, so for the people that felt, so look, I'm still scrolling.
Yeah.
So when I first came home, I came home on April 2nd, right? I came home April 2nd. Sorry, my bad. I'm just trying to get that shit right here. I'm still scrolling. So this is one of my first posts. Remember, I was trolling. Boom, boom, boom. August 6, 2020.
You can zoom in or not? Or can I see it?
I can zoom in.
No, I mean,
So look, can you zoom in?
Oh, yeah.
We got it.
So this is all. Yeah, this is August. Hold on. Right here. I put it right
there. You got it. Yep. Yeah, well, that's with the rat.
Right. So I never give a fuck. I trolled back. I'm like, nigga, I don't give a fuck because I don't feel like what I did, and everybody gets this. But say, Fresh, if I'm scared of you, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm scared of you and you say, yo, fuck bro, right? Fuck him, right? I'm gonna say, nigga, fuck him. What's up? What we doing?
Yeah.
Because I don't got no backbone.
I'm gonna just follow.
Now, if you got money, I'm gonna give you 3 different scenarios. If I'm scared of you, if you got money and I don't, or if I just want to be cool with you. If I want to be at the cool table. This is live, so you can't skip this. You know what I mean?
All right.
You just gonna have to go. This is a bathroom break for all the haters. This really a bathroom break, right? They're like, damn, let's just go when he start talking with the girls and shit. We be back, right? Because we don't want to feel like a hater. I'm hitting them in their soul right now. This shit hit them in their chest. Wow, nigga.
We need a hang.
Right? Yeah. So my thing is, if I'm scared of you if I want to be cool with you, if I want to sit at the cool table, or if I feel like I need you.
A lot of money.
And you say, fuck him. I'm going to say, fuck him too. Why? Because I'm a sheep. People who can't look at the facts and be like, damn, he's right. Why would I be loyal to guys who are not loyal to me? Now, if I'm making this up, then damn, this nigga's a master manipulator. Yo, damn, hold on. This nigga's a master manipulator. This nigga is got the gift of gab. This nigga got this. Y'all want to take 10 minutes, 15 minutes segments of hearing wiretaps? Y'all want to do that? Y'all seen it?
Yeah.
All right, so the people in the chat, take time to fucking open up another tab while this is playing and put 6ix9ine wiretaps. So what am I supposed to do in that situation? Go to jail and get violated in jail on some yard USP? Welcome back, y'all. They gonna skip this shit. Word. Fuck niggas talking about.
I wanted to go back real quick to 2018, right? And you had that infamous interview at the Breakfast Club where you said that you only feared God and the feds, right? And then a day or two later, you got arrested.
Yes, sir.
Can you kind of take us through like the things leading up to that interview and then you firing your entire team and then the feds coming and picking you up?
Yeah. So that was a November
2018.
Drop that link for Ruthless.
November 16th. It was a Friday.
Hey,
November
hit pause
16th.
real quick.
Yeah.
One thing, man, I would give what's his name, Myron, credit for. Man, he does pretty good with the law and legal shit. You know what I'm saying? I think he asked some pretty good questions throughout this interview. So shout out to him. I think, man, if he did like some law type legal shit,
Yeah.
he's definitely legit on that. Ruthless about to pull up. But he Tekashi, like I said, the way that he broke it down with the wiretaps, when I was hearing that stuff, yeah, them dudes was shady. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What's good, Ruthless?
Ruthless Truth, what's up?
Ruthless, you there?
What's up, guys?
Okay. We hear you now. So what's your take so far, man?
I didn't hear. I just got I saw a few minutes of it.
Okay.
I don't understand. I don't know the prim. I think what he was talking about. He was talking about he believed or whatever his snitching allegations.
Yeah.
Snitching history.
So real quick, Ruthless, because he's trying to say like, hey, he's not a rat because they did him dirty. And he's walking through that, kind of justifying that. How do you still feel he's a rat regardless?
Yeah, he's a snitch because he participated, and then he got caught, and then he took everybody out. Now, the reasons why he did what he did does not make him not a snitch. You know what I mean? So, because he's under the street code, right? He was with them guys. They was claiming this sort of dogmatic personality of gangsterism, whatever, and he did some. Got caught, I guess, putting out some hits on some people, doing whatever he was doing. He got caught. Instead of saying, I'm gonna just do my time, do my crime, he took the way out, the easy way out, and which violated the street code. That makes him a snitch. There's no ins and ends buts about that.
Okay,
but like, let's say like your home or so-called homies become your enemies, and then they violate your baby mama or they violate you personally and your family, like, and you just doing things out of revenge or whatever. I mean, hey, like, you still think like he still violate like in the streets?
Well, once again, right? Why you do something, why you snitch, that's between you and your little personal heart.
Yeah.
But it's still snitching, right? He may in his mind had he was more incentivized to do it by the actions of them. You know what I mean? Maybe we'll never know if they didn't do all that. Would he have? Do you think if they didn't do all that he's really giving up that lifestyle of rich and famous? You really think he would have gave that up, even if they were cool and did everything by the book? I don't know.
Nah.
Right? So I think he still would have took him down. Right? No, I just think he just used that as I'm trying to make everybody come on his side. See, what he's trying to do is the Young Thug effect.
Yeah.
Young Thug did it good. And Young Thug had, because the the thing different between Young Thug, he didn't get nobody life sentences and stuff like that. Thought nobody went down on his, even though he was sharing information with, detectives and stuff, but it didn't lead to a conviction. But 6ix9ine actually got on the stand, and which helped lead other guys to get convicted. So that's the difference.
But Ruthless, let me ask you real quick, because I get it. Everybody's going to kind of, like, especially in our community and culture, man, snitch got a negative connotation. But should we have like a negative connotation on the people that ain't loyal back? Because like I was saying before you got on, I'm like, man, loyalty needs to be a two-lane road. So it's just like, man, you should be taking care of people that looked out for you or did certain things. So don't you think, man, that should have a negative connotation also?
There's no honor amongst thieves. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't. There's no honor amongst thieves, and they eat their own cheese. So we can care less. We negative connotation is not really our business. It's not really our business, right? They living by a street code, which is, I guess.
But you kind of just undercut that when you said there's no honor among thieves. So that means Tekashi might be justified to.
No, meaning in their world, right? That they live, they do not consider this. Do you know that gang members do not consider themselves the same as regular guys? You know that, right?
Yeah, no, I know that.
They look at us as civilians. So, okay. Right. So I'm just saying, under their street code, whatever it is, that they never keep, right? The street code that they put on themselves that they never keep, they always break for whatever reason, right? They say, oh, honor and this, but they cross each other, they fuck each other bitches all the time, right? So that's what I mean. There's no honor amongst thieves, meaning though they play like they're honorable, but there is nothing there. So him snitching on them, it doesn't bother me. One day I didn't lose a wink of sleep, right? I'm sorry, man. I don't give a fuck, right? That ain't got nothing to do with me. That was him and his crew, and that's under that street code stuff they get. That's very weak and interchangeable. That's what they signed up for as well. And
so you saying pretty much the only people that should have an issue with what he did is the people that was in that that was impacted by what he did.
Yes, because we as citizens, I would say civilians, don't to participate. It doesn't. So if that would have happened to you, right, sophisticated judge, nobody would have called you a snitch. If you would have said, "Hey, he took the shot," you know what I'm saying? Or that wasn't me, that was him. Nobody would call you a snitch because you don't participate under their. You don't operate under their. You know what I'm saying? Their banner. So their banner is him, right? They pretend like they're all this and they do all each other wrong. They do each other dirty, and that's the name of their game. And that's the game they play. Hey, we stay out the way.
Okay, I get what you. So you did what? 10 years, right?
13.
13. Okay. And you said after you did your time, you're like. Would you use like fuck that?
even in prison, right? I'm gonna let nobody lead me into no motherfucking dirt bag. You know what I mean? Because it's easy to get into prison, but it's hard as fuck to get out. This dude's going there with 5 years. Now I got 10, 12, 15 years extra, right? Because their send outs are torpedoes, right? So yeah, they have their things structures as gangs. They do their things and they do the same thing on the street they do in prison. Both there's nothing to change. It's just no guns, right? They're still hurting people. They're still telling on each other in prison, right? They're telling to get transfers. They're telling who did the stabbing, who did, who that. So they're still nothing's changed. The way they are on the streets are the same way they're in the prison. Mm-hmm. And I'm the same way on the streets and in prison. So I let them do them. I make it where I socialize in a manner, a high, what's up, and keep it pushing. Now, there's some of them I had forged relationships with, you know what I mean? That's homies from the neighborhood and stuff, but I let them know I don't gangbang, I don't participate in any of your activities, and don't be coming and talking to me about, you need to go handle this or whatever that, right? That's y'all business. And then we had to understand it.
Oh, okay. So no, you did it the smart way. You're like, man, don't say shit to me because you're gonna be thinking I said something. So you like,
and I'm not, and I never really fed into the gang culture, right? It just, to me, it's just a bad deal, right? It's just a bad deal. It's just too many war fronts, too much chaos, no structure, no organized structure at least, and it was bad for money, right? Me, I'm a money guy, right? I chase the bag, so they chasing the bag and they chasing all this other stuff in between. You know, I was like, nah, I'm ready to stick with just the money.
okay. Like before you jumped on, like Tekashi was kind of breaking down, like he was saying something that's like a kind of like a lot of people that's in that lifestyle. It's like a sheep mentality. Would you say he's pretty valid on that?
A sheep mentality? What you mean? Or
like a bunch of followers, pretty much.
Yeah. It's a manipulation game. You know what I mean? And a lot of people take gangs as families. You know what I mean? A lot of them go in there and they sign up for a family to be for acceptance. Some do it for acceptance. Some do it because they love the sport of shooting people, whatever they like to do. It feeds into their personality. But it's a renegade sport, and those who play it, play it how it's played.
Okay. So you was a lone wolf out here.
I mean, I had my crew, but I had to deal with different things. I mean, we was gangsterism another way. We was running down institutions and shit, laying shit down. But I'm just saying, I ain't no better than them. And actually, I'm more dangerous than them. Right? In my life, I was way more dangerous than the gang member because you would never see me coming. Right? You couldn't figure me out. I'd be walking and you thinking like, oh, hey, I'm the one. But in my life, I just have more structure and more. Right? I just didn't do impulsive shit, or I didn't indulge in, just trying to let me take something from him, or let me see how far I can go with him and push his buttons. You know what I mean? I just wasn't that guy, but I was the man of structure. So if you disrespected me, right? You know what I mean? Don't mean that you won't get your head busted. So it's just.
Yeah, I like how you said institutions though. When you said.
Yeah.
But you ended up in the same damn place as everybody else. Stop. Talk about you had structure.
Right, I'm not better than them. I'm just saying I do things differently.
Oh, okay.
See me, but even in the LA County Jail, I rose to very high rankings because of they were so shocked that of my very aggressive, assertive behavior with structure and and I can flip it. I can go education on your ass. You know what I'm saying? And then I can flip it to we can get to the gangster shit. You know what I'm saying?
So you was kind of like a politician. You had to tag.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
With some great fighting skills and great survival skills. And as was good, I'm good at weapons, all that shit. But once again, mine had structure. I just didn't go around just starting trouble with people so I can just, you had to push my button, and then if I within myself reason to figure out how to resolve this issue, then I'm going to weigh down all the best case scenarios and act on it.
And one thing I could say about you, Ruthless, where I could see the leadership qualities, man, because all the times I done waxed you on all these lives, man, you never got out of character. You never took anything personal. You just took them L's and you just like, I could learn from these ass whoopings. And I see you making improvements. So, I give you kudos.
Hey, man, you're pretending
You like how I squeeze that in?
Man. In 3 what's up? Oh, he on that Eddie Murphy sexual chocolate. Oh. M3 on the prowl, man. What's going on?
M3 got on that my first workout tank top.
Hey, I mean, what was in the bed like in the morning, man, was a hell of a workout, man. So
you been hitting them weights. I can see it. Okay, you trying to catch up at another? You trying to get one of these YouTube super women? What's up?
Mm-hmm. He said he trying to get flown out.
Hey, what's funny though about my girl? That asked, she was like, "Hey, like, do you always like lift weights like and like before you go on your live streams?" I'm like,
"Oh, you done did the push-ups?" He's like, "Look, man, my veins gonna pop out." He was like, "Baby, bring the baby oil."
Hey, no kidding though.
Hey, one last question, Ruthless. So looking back, man, after you done did the time and all that, would you say to other people, man, like, hey, going into this world, man, it ain't worth it, man. When you got to give up your life like that and stuff.
No, I won't say that.
You crazy?
No, because
what would you tell them then?
Well, I just tell them, if you whatever you do in life, when we talk about taking shortcuts or maybe doing something for the, maybe for your respect, like somebody do something that really disrespects you and you have to do what you have to do, or somebody push you in the corner, just know that if you're going to go all the way in, make sure you can stand on it, hang your hat on it. It just makes your time easier. That's what I'm saying. Like it's all about me. For me, it's all about what can I hang my hat on, right? And I ain't gonna lie to you. Get money and get to the bag and doing that time. It just, to me, I hung my hat on it because what I was doing was, this is what I want to do, right? I don't fit to sit here. When I did my time, I understood that, okay, I knew this came with it. Now, I didn't think I was going to get that much time in the beginning, but hey, it didn't, how I said, what I did is I learned that if I had to do it all over again, would I do it differently? Maybe I would try to get a little smarter into my crime. You know what I'm saying?
you say you're still going on that path, huh?
Yeah, see what I'm saying? I'm still going to maybe I should have quit a little earlier, right? Maybe I should have been as flamboyant. I should have been more low key. You know what I'm saying? So those are things I would just, I just thought I could be a better criminal, but you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, I had to do it all over again. Now, granted, if I had a chance to go to the NBA and play with Kobe, that's the one. I'll tell you that would, that would have been my
Kobe.
Yeah, because I came along that time. I mean, I was a little older than Kobe.
I mean, was you nice though?
Man, I was a beast. I was an animal on that.
Stop playing.
Court. I was an animal on that basketball court. But I'm just saying, it just didn't. I'm saying, if I had that part, I would into the NBA and play with Kobe, try to get a couple of rings. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. I'm just saying that would be a dream.
Okay, I got you.
I had to do over because before I went into the criminal set, I was chasing the ball.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you that.
So you was a little older, so yeah, y'all was rocking the little basketball shorts, them Daisy Dukes with tube socks and shit, right?
No, we had the baggy shorts. Jordan, I can't. No, but I was
y'all cats was out there doing hook shots and shit.
My sophomore year, we had them tight ass shorts.
Okay. Damn.
In my junior year, we went into the Jordan to the knees. I was so happy. That's the only thing I would thank Jordan for, boy. Thank you, because I can stand the little ass shorts, man. God, the motherfuckers was tight. My shit could breathe. I felt like I was wearing a diaper.
Right.
Right. We'll go ahead and play some more of this video. See what he break down.
All right, let's go.
Team 2018.
And your album was supposed to drop too around that time.
Yeah, it was supposed to drop like that week later. It leaked.
Yep.
So, I found out the whole time that like that, when I met Nine Trey and all that, around that time, that November of 2018, I found out like these wasn't really my brothers like that. You know what I mean?
What are the top things that made you say, holy shit, like these dudes are betraying me?
I mean, mostly
at that time.
Yeah. Mostly, I already got kidnapped by my mans. So if you pull up the YouTube video and I got kidnapped by Harv,
yep,
I'm saying his name in the video. I'm like, yo, Harv, chill, bro.
Yep.
Like, you know what I mean? If I didn't know who kidnapped me, what I say, I would be like, yo, chill, what y'all want? You know what I mean?
Yep.
I wouldn't say no names. I knew my man was kidnapping me.
How'd you find out?
Nigga, I'm looking at the nigga in his face. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So for those let me give context to everybody.
Crazy.
Yeah, let me give context to everybody. Basically, his guy was working with the feds and the truck was wired up. And when he was getting in the car, they came and they bum rushed him to rob him. And they put him in the car and everything was recorded.
Yeah, it was
unbeknownst to him, he didn't know though. You don't get credit for that. Everyone thinks he's the one that snitched, but the reality is someone he knew was snitching and they had their car wired up. And that's how they got the kidnapping on video.
They gonna skip that. They gonna skip that part though.
Yeah.
Okay.
They gonna skip that
They
part.
will skip that part.
So like my shit is
So
like,
he had no idea that your guy was working with he was a Mexican, right? He had a paper problem? Like
he Ice picked him up.
Was it your driver?
It was my driver. Ice picked him up. Ice had him in detention for a month and said, we're ready to deport you. His wife and kid was like, his wife was Dominican, no papers.
Yep.
His son was born here. So they used that and said, listen, we're sending your wife back. We're sending you back, your wife back, and your son is going to go into
And let me
foster
say
care.
this. As someone that
Hit
used to
pause real
do
quick.
that, whenever I had someone that had their status was like that, it was the easy.
Yeah, shout out to the driver. I would have told on all them niggas. I would be like, look, why hire this whole damn about to deport my family? I'd be like, hey, put them shits in there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, listen, snitch is not a big deal in the hood. It's just not.
You think a lot of people snitch in the hood?
Listen, snitching is not as big as. It's more bigger to the onlookers than it is to the actual participants. Because there's niggas in the hood who have snitch got the paperwork on them and they let them niggas make it because they the homies. They ain't trying to do nothing to them, right? They just cut them off, whatever, or maybe they might X them out from the hood. They can't participate in hood activities, but they're not gunning these niggas down. They're not, you know what I'm saying? They're not go because my cellie, when I caught my second case, right? So my cellie was dog from East Coast. Right? He had life. And his homie told on him. He got out. And he sent his homies, he showed me everything. He sent his homies the paperwork in her hood, East Coast Crips. That nigga told, and nothing happened. He said he was waiting for the obituary papers to come. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Because they pushed that line of gangsterism, right? You know what I mean? So Snitch is not really that big. Only one who has a big problem is the one getting snitched on, right? And most of the time, not he's getting locked up, or whatever, right? So, but as far as you snitching on somebody and you getting out and walking around, ain't nobody finna run up on you. Ain't nobody finna do that to you, really. They don't care. This is why it's not really a big deal. Think about it. If it really was a big deal, dudes wouldn't do it. If they knew that, if they tell they're gonna die, they wouldn't tell.
Yeah. No, that's what I was saying before you came on. I'm like, man, if you see the best of the best, like the mobsters and shit, they you know, Sammy Gravano, those type of cats, they got like 19 hits and they talking. So it's just like,
yeah. It's not because it's just all you gotta do with the mafia, you just gotta move to across the, so if you're from New York, you move to California, you're safe.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just not a big, you know what I mean? Like it's not like if you snitch on somebody, they're really gonna come take you out. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, the mafia, if you snitch and you go back into the mafia, they're gonna take you out. But if you move to the other city and live your life and start over again, they're not finna hunt you down.
yeah. No, that's facts.
So it's not, it's really the onlookers, like the civilians who don't play that game, care more about it than the actual people that play the game.
Okay, so you think it's like more like entertainment to the civilians and shit?
Well, it's not really entertainment. It is something that they may hold in esteem, right? They might lose like, oh, that nigga, he a snitch, right? So they might. So to see the difference in the gangster world, and this is why snitches would never be a super big issue. Niggas who snitch got loved by people who are around. You know what I mean? They both like both the guys. Right, most guys who do the snitching are very reputable. A lot of them are reputable or very well liked, well beloved in their craft. Right, like Sammy the Bull. Right, Cold Stone killer, murder, but they loved him. Right, but he told. So it's a, how I want to say this. It's like a connection that's there. That when he do something like that, it's a little more difficult for them to like, hey, let's go get him. You know what I'm saying? They're like, that's the homie, man. We grew up with him, right? We done did this with him. We did that with him. Oh, man, even though it's wrong, they know it's wrong, and they might cut him off, disassociate themselves. But like, that's it though. They ain't finna. They ain't finna go gun him. Oh, let's get the guns. Let's go. But now you take their money or something, then they coming to get you. See what I'm saying?
Nah, it makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's not big.
Okay.
I don't know why people like you. Young Gun. Look at Gunner. Doesn't matter. Gunner's definitely told. Got out like nothing happened. It blew up even bigger.
Yeah, because we were saying earlier, man. I'm like, man, if you can't handle certain things, come out and tell people like, hey, man, I thought I was built for this. I could have handled it. Stay away from this shit. So that should be the story you tell. You know what I'm saying? Like Tekashi and stuff like that.
And then America's also a snitch promoted country, right? They definitely promote. The white people don't give a fuck. You could total 80 niggas and white people like, hey, you want to deal with, right? So Asians don't care about it like that. You know what I mean? So America is snitching. Right, that's how
I think the most damage, because like before you came up, I was telling M3, like, you know, I was a knucklehead, got in trouble and stuff, but I was like, man, I think more people self snitch, because I was like, man, if you like in the middle of a poverty area and you wearing like fur coats and you got like nice cars and shit, it's not hard for the cops to like put two and two together and follow you around and shit and build a case. So that happens more than anything.
Well, there's a deeper story to that. You know, that's beyond. I believe it's just, you know, the government. That's a whole other show. Government bringing the drugs in, so they know even whether you dress like that or not, they know where it's at. It's all about job security. It's a whole bunch of political versus street survival, whole bunch of things there. But I will say this, right? I did my crimes by. I understand that when you're in the criminal element, when you're living that life, you understand clearly that most likely people are going to tell on you. If asked for them to sacrifice their life and everything for you.
Okay. So you said you already kind of got that in your mindset. Like you walk down that path, it's like they start leaning on people's parents and family members. They gonna talk.
And you think he's gonna give up his bad bitch that he been toxic relationship with for 5 years? They got a kid together. You think he finna give her up for you? Right? They're talking about if you don't tell, we're gonna give you 5 years. And she already talking about, I'm leaving you. I'm so lonely out here, right? And now it's you or his baby mama.
That's what I was saying, man. When I was younger, I was like I said, some dudes talked on. I was pissed, but when I got older, I was like, and I had my kid, I understood. I'm like, you really ain't supposed to be putting an oath over your family. So I understand it now. That's why I was like, I got the hell away from all that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fast.
Good point, Ruthless. Thanks for breaking that down, because you got a good insight onto that.
Yeah,
to a lot of that stuff. But you said like you was flamboyant and stuff too, though, right? So don't you think sometimes that would put some eyes on you?
For my situation, it was totally flamboyancy. My whole case against me was about my flamboyancy. It was never. I was kind of like Shy Diddy, but a little. I didn't have the popularity, right? But my case was like that. It was all about they were showing. It wasn't domestic violence, but it was showing my home, showing my car, and then they were asking, where did you get this from? I didn't have a job, no W-2, nothing, right? So they was like, the jury's pretty easy for them to convict.
Damn, okay. Yeah, and that's why I be saying, because like, you look at some of the old school ones, like I said, them dudes had like 4 or 5 different cars, and you know, they in the middle of like the projects, rocking furs. So that's why I'm saying the cops, when they was like breaking it down, they were like, shit, all we had to do is follow the nice cars and it pull up in Tompkins projects and shit. We know you ain't got no job and shit. So they were like, man, we literally could just like start tagging shit.
Well, the problem with the drug game is there's a lot of violence behind it. So that would automatically, it didn't matter where you dress, you got to be flamboyant because you only live you're just short lived.
Yeah, no, that's fact.
You can't say, well, I'm gonna stack up all this money and then come out, hey, because you might not live to see that day, right? So you got to go ahead, give me that car now. Let me get that made back right now. Let me get that, because I know this life here, 100%, whether no matter if I'm concerned or not, I'm going to end up dead because niggas always out to get you or in jail. Okay, so who cares, right? You know it's going to happen. You just got to, You only live once,
you said cars, man. I saw you said plural, man. What was you pushing back in the day? What you have?
So I had a Mercedes, and then I had like a Mitsubishi. That was my little, how I said, that was my little mission car. I was on missions. I would go.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Them things fast. So that was the.
I would just take out the new spots. You know what I mean? So I put up in my little Mitsubishi. But when I was out flossing, I had my little Mercedes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
At that time, that was out of 500 SL, so that was very, very flamboyant at that time. This is like 92. That was, I was the man. Like, what's good?
Right, you can play the video again, M3.
All right, no problem.
I think he's gonna start breaking it down like the wiretaps.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me get out and then play it.
Just to flip them into an informant.
Yeah, because
so he had no choice. He was like, they're like,
is that my son? Is that my son or the nigga you drive around?
Yeah.
Yep.
Family
That's
first.
why they cooperated.
Family
That's
first.
why he cooperated. So like, people never talk about that though. So when he got kidnapped, that car was wired up, unbeknownst to him and unbeknownst to Harv and the other dude that
Now,
came.
why the first time I look at the chat, they said W Ice? That shit is crazy. Yo, what the fuck?
Oh yeah, these dudes are real trolls, bro.
Yeah.
So okay, so you're okay. So you did that Breakfast Club interview, and you had already been kidnapped and everything else like that.
Yeah,
and you knew who did
I
it,
got
all
kidnapped July 22nd, July 21st, 22nd of 2018.
Yep.
Why didn't I tell then?
Yeah.
Give me a Don DeMarco.
So take us through. So okay, so you're there doing the interview. They had already. What else had they done at that
Wait,
point?
what was that?
Okay, remember we did an interview with Academics and Wack?
Oh, that was in your studio.
No, hold on. We got to
The
put
old
this real
one.
quick.
The old one.
You can put it real quick. So for old time's sake, Danny, we need to do this one more time. Just for old time's sake. Remember this clip? Good old times, bro.
I only attacked the
In the old studio. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Fair use.
people that's coming for me. I said, yo, I fired security 8 months ago. If I walk out of here and the nigga come from behind me out the staircase, what's happening?
Listen, nigga, I don't know what kind of gun that is.
Yo, question.
Yeah.
Are you cool with a Wack 100?
Yeah, that's my boy. Let me call him right now.
Cool.
Let me call him right now.
Yo, why did we call him a police person, a fed?
I mean, cause that
Why call
nigga
him
just goes against the grain. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like,
But he's not.
I mean, I don't like, like, you know what I mean? Like, he cool. Like, to me, he cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, people could,
He managed you for a bit, right?
nah, he never managed me. We just did business together. You know what I mean? Yo, what's up, brother? We live right now.
What up, Wack?
They bring.
M3, can you skip to the part where they do the wiretap where he starts breaking that down?
Chillin', bro, chillin'. This is
I
my
think
name.
Yeah, remember we did the fucking
You know what number it was?
Yeah, let me see real quick. I think it's on 3620. It's right after this.
It said 3620. Okay.
Yeah.
Where we are at? 36. Okay.
for this podcast.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
Okay, this is
What happened?
So there was
What the hell just happened?
So just some first context here. There was a video that Adam did for No Jumper with talking about scammer that scammed them on Instagram. And
okay.
I was trying to help out with his page, and what happened is we had a miscommunication and things went a different way. But it's fine. We're good.
Okay,
now.
so he's talking about a guy that scammed him.
Yeah.
Oh.
And me too. On,
Okay.
on Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
gotcha.
But we don't call his name for.
Okay, yeah, no,
Yeah.
of course not. The 2018 thing. Okay, so you go
Oh,
to
yeah,
Breakfast
yeah,
Club.
so I go to
So
Breakfast
you had
Club.
been kidnapped at this point, and then you figured out that your team had done some bullshit. What else did you know?
So the
done
July
at that time.
yeah,
at
the
that
July
time?
21st, 22nd. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I found out, but I was like, yo, I'm gonna keep it in the street. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like blah
Yep.
blah blah.
Do you know about Shadi and Melina?
So I found that out November 16th, that the night of that. Like they confirmed it. Like fuck, I forgot the guys, the intel. There was like you know how NYPD it was like a task force with NYPD,
Yeah.
HSI and ATF.
Okay, so this is before your interview.
It was after.
After.
They
Oh.
confirmed it. But I was
So you had a suspicion at that time when you did the interview?
I
that
already
they were
had
doing
went through
that?
Shotty's phone, remember?
Yeah.
I explained it. So coming from LA back to New York, I already went through Shotty's phone and seen the messages. So with that, the kidnapping, and then when we got into court, they played the wiretap, you know what I mean, for me. And they were like, you know whose voice that is? I was like, is that Mel, Shotty, Jim Jones?
Uh-huh.
And they were like, absolutely right. And I'm like, so they was talking about like the super violate, yo,
Yes.
feed him. And he's like, I'm gonna feed him.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, but they gonna skip that part.
Of
Damn,
course.
you know what I mean?
So, all right. So you're at the interview. You already know all these things that are happening, right?
Yeah.
Is that what obviously anyone would fire them after that? But what else did you know that they had wronged you? Did you know they stole money from you at that point?
Yeah. Okay. So when I made the video, like, yo, I fired my whole team, right? Yep. You want me to show it to you?
I remember it.
All right. I was walking in the street.
That was after your interview, right? Or before?
That was a little bit before my interview.
Okay. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
It was around that time.
Around that time.
Yeah.
Before or after. I did a business with these promoters, and they were like, yo, you got to come do these shows in Houston or Dallas or wherever the fuck, right? It was down south. And I was like, I ain't going. I ain't get paid. And it was like, and they sent me the wire. They sent me the wire slip. Like, nigga, we paid you. And I'm like, that shit never got to me. And it was wired out to them.
To Shotty.
Yeah.
So he took the money, never told you how to show.
No, they didn't take all the money, but they didn't give me the full amount that the promoter sent. So it would say the show was like 160. It was like 90,000.
That they gave you.
Yeah, but it was like, not just that promoter. It was like all the promoters.
Gotcha.
All of them.
Yeah.
That's a finesse.
But I didn't give a fuck because I didn't know the money I was getting was money I never touched. So it was like
good.
It was good money. But if I knew I was getting the double, the triple, I'll be pissed. You know what I mean? Because I take care of y'all niggas already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
that's not a friend, bro.
Yeah, that's not a friend.
That's not a friend.
And a lot of people think, like, and let's slow this down, right? If you got a soundbite right now,
slow it down.
Like, if you got a soundbite right now, just to give it so they could clip this after, I'm gonna talk to the chat.
Yeah,
how many people we got in the chat?
Yeah, we got a lot. Between all the different platforms, that's just.
All right. So listen, I want to put my camera on, right? To the people, the haters, the dick riders, the sheep that feel like, oh, that just don't like me. Just hear this clip right now. For the people that think it's extortion or whatever, right? You could look at it that way. That's cool. When you up, take care of your man, bro. When you up, take care of your man. When you fully know you situated, your family situated, if you feel that's your man, take care of that nigga. You know what I mean? Take care of your right hand, your left hand, because one day you're going to need them to scratch your back. You know what I mean? Take care of your man. Now, because the situation played out, my situation played out where, they was betraying me and they was like, oh no, they was extorting. I wasn't extorting, nigga. I'm taking care of these niggas, right? There's a greedy niggas. These is greedy, dirty niggas. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So these niggas already, when you eat so much food and you full, but you just don't want nobody else to eat, so you keep eating.
Yep.
You ever seen what's that shit called? Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, right? And it was that fat kid that fucking had chocolate, and then when he offered the kid that had no chocolate, like, you want a piece? He was like, yeah, I want a piece. He was like, well, tell your parents to go get you a piece. But that was Shotty and them niggas. That was them dirty niggas, right? They was eating, but wanted more and more and more. Those is rats. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's a rat. So if I'm taking care of niggas around me, you don't got to do that.
So when you go to do the interview, you had already been
Hit pause real quick.
You knew that he had been having sex with your baby mother, and you knew that they.
So that's where, like, I think the public, man, is gonna start when you start hearing the details, you're like, man, those some grimy dudes, man, because he was taking care of them, man. Like with all the videos, like you see before the point where he got locked up. So that's why I think people just like kind of like Ruthless was saying, it's gonna like, yeah, you know what? Who cares about the snitching shit? They did do him dirty. But he's still trying to justify it, though.
Well, the thing is, he got caught on wiretap.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he did. They caught him red-handed doing what he. See, this is the thing about snitching. If you're being reckless and you already doing dumb shit to get yourself caught up, now you want to take somebody else down because you were being reckless and you were not covering your tracks, and you were not being, doing your best to not get caught, right? And I understand they did him dirty, but we don't know. But that's one side of the story. We don't know what Tekashi did, right? I mean, he seemed pretty grimy to himself.
Yeah, that was my whole point.
So I don't know his skeletons. So I'm saying I don't really care. I don't care if he snitched. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Shotty, I don't know. I don't care. They don't kidding me. But the way I look at it is, nigga, you get caught doing dumb shit, you got to man up and do your time, nigga. If you're putting yourself out here and getting yourself caught, you got caught on the wiretap, putting the head out on someone, right? You was reckless of the. What did you talk on the phone for, nigga? That's the number one rule since forever. Nothing on the phone. And when you talk to people, you need to zoop and make sure they ain't got no wire on them. This is so old, and you know, and you get caught slipping. You do your time. You can't do your time. You can't handle your no. So I don't care whether they did him dirty. I think even if they did him clean. I think if they was good to him and treated him like a brother, he still would. I think he give up that fame and fortune for them, and he could take them down. Right? It was a lot to lose for him. He had a lot to lose, and he was looking at life. So, you know, it wasn't like he looking at 5 years, so I get out. No, he's looking at life for the, I think, ordered hit. So, you know.
So you think now, like, because I think in the inside, internally, it when people do impact him, so you think he's like reaching for like, because they did do him dirty based on what he's saying, like you said, to kind of justify his actions. But like you said, he probably would have went down that path anyway.
Nobody, because it affected him. See, reason why. Listen, you see, Young Thug is making a comeback, right? Gunna, them dudes. The only reason it affected him a lot because he was walking around beefing with niggas in the industry, right? He was doing a lot of diss track, a lot of beating and fuck your mom, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and then he was really pushing the line of gangsterism on the mother, and you know, he was just a extra, you know what I'm saying? So when he snitched, a lot of his fans, the people who purchased music, was like, oh man, like this dude ain't really, he can even take he can do his time for his crime, all that shit he was talking about. So he's just trying to build his brand back up. I don't think he'll ever get back to prominence again. I think time has passed. I think he's done. But you know, he's trying to get back relevant, get back in there, like, because what his motivation is. Young Thug got out, Gunna got out, and Gunna snitched, and Gunna's having a big career still. Thug got out, he got caught telling the police on tape, and all Atlanta forgave him, and all the rap community forgave him, and he still selling albums. So he's like, shit, I need to make a comeback. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get all these niggas, because he's probably hurting with money right now. Money ain't too much right now these days for him. And, you know, he has a lavish lifestyle. So that money's disappearing. So now he's trying to get back relevant, like you said, by coming and saying, oh, yeah, well, they did me dirty, you know, and this is why I did this. And y'all let Thug, y'all let Gunna, let me in there.
But don't you think like people are kind of inconsistent with like the rat shit then? Because I didn't really know like Doug's case and Gunner's and stuff like that. Because like you said, I kind of toned out on a lot of that type of shit. Because I in my mind, I'm already like 99% of people gonna talk, especially if they got money and a lifestyle before that. They talking.
I think it's inconsistent.
Yeah.
The fucking world of life is inconsistent.
Okay. There you go.
Because they like Thug more than they did Tekashi. They like Gunna. If they like you, if they fuck with you, they rock with you for real, they gonna turn a blind eye to that shit, right? They really rock it. They gonna let you eat. Tekashi, his problem with Tekashi, number one, he's not black. And
okay. So he was saying that. He was okay. So you say he's valid on that.
Yeah, he's not black. So but he's trying to rock with the black culture, which is fine. They accepted him in and bought a lot of his music. They said, okay, we're gonna fuck with you. But he was on a short leash. Dude, you're Puerto Rican or Spanish, whatever, right? So you're on a short leash already. Nigga, like, you know, and then you use Shotty in them to build your image to show that, hey, so people like, hey, I'm fuck with the black, but you're not black, you're Latino. And then you go and do that, they don't really, because I mean they really wasn't all the way rocking with you like you thought. You know what I mean? Because
okay.
Thug and him are black, so there, you know, and Thug's iconic in the black community. Like, you know, he changed the game. He's known for changing the sound. Gunna was associated with him. You know what I mean? So that's the rap community, which is dominant, black people, pretty much. We set the trend, right? So they accepted Young Thug and Young Gunna because they the homies, they black. But Tekashi, he's not black, so hey, he already was on a short leash as it is.
Okay, that makes sense then.
You know what I'm saying?
So Tekashi played the race card. He's like, man, he was a what they call it, a DIA hire.
Yeah.
But all right, we can jump back in the video.
Yeah, for sure.
Stole money from you at this point.
Yeah. At that point, yeah.
At that point, that's what you knew.
Before I got arrested.
What was the biggest violation of them that made you say, fuck these guys, I'm cooperating?
I think it was the one that sealed the deal was the wiretap, because remember that Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, Saturday I got picked up by HSI.
And I was gonna ask you about that day too, but keep going with the wiretap.
That Saturday, no, that's what
the
sealed the
wiretappers
deal.
will seal the deal.
That's what sealed
when
the
they
deal.
said we're gonna super violate them.
Yeah, no, but and then hearing like, yo, feed that nigga. You know, I'm a street nigga, so.
Yeah. Can you tell the audience, because they might not be from New York and we got a lot of people from all over the world, what does feed that nigga mean?
Feed that nigga is like hit that nigga, like shoot that nigga, and I'm gonna feed him. You know what I mean? When you feed him, it's like you feed him a hot one. Like yo, I get like, you know what I mean? Like I gave him a hot one. Like you know what I mean? Like you shoot a nigga in the ass, like you know, he feel like nah, for real. Like street niggas gonna know. Like you know what I mean? So
now, because I really want people to understand this. So you go to the Breakfast Club interview. You say you only fear God and the feds. At this point, you found out that your manager was having sex with your baby mother. They stole money from you, significant amounts. They put a hit on you to kill you.
Yeah.
You heard that on a wiretap. And they had kidnapped you at this point. And you were looking at 45 years.
So how I'm a rat.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like that's what I'm trying to say.
But people never put that in context of all this shit that happened to you before you decided to cooperate.
Listen to me. That's just that right there. What you said. They clipped that right there. People don't like that, so they're like, damn, we gonna have to like him, but we don't want to like him, so just don't hear it. Don't let that clip go viral. When the IRS seized all my stuff, right, that shit was everywhere, right? But the negative shit that they like, damn, we don't like this nigga, so let's just everybody post that. But the shit to make me look good, to be like, yo,
They don't post.
they don't post.
So hold on, Danny, let me go through this then. So you get arrested by HSI on Saturday.
Yeah. No, on a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
November 18th.
And I want you to, this is going to be some insider stuff
Damn,
here.
they got him on a Sunday.
Were you planning to go to Mohegan Sun in Connecticut to go to the casinos?
It was Foxwood.
You were going to, Foxwood, same area.
Yeah,
Mohegan.
and was performing at Foxwood or Foxborough, whatever the fuck shit's called in Connecticut.
It's a Connecticut. It's a casino. Foxwoods and Mohegan. It's all casinos over there. So you were planning to go there that weekend, right?
So it was that Sunday. He invited me to go perform with him, do a surprise performance.
Are you cool with him now or no?
Nah, I'm not cool.
Okay.
So when they picked you up, were they? Why did they pick you up on that Sunday? Because that's not normal for feds
because
to
they
make that
told me
arrest.
don't go.
Yeah. Okay.
They told me don't go. I don't talk facts, bro.
No,
He didn't lie.
Cause he knows the intel.
He knows the case.
He knows the case, but it's no, bro. You know what's hard? I'm gonna tell you this, and this for the viewers, cause it's my first time doing the Fresh and Fit podcast.
I was thinking it was on the podcast before.
What makes you a good liar? You gotta remember your lie.
Yep.
Right? Yep. When you speaking the truth is always gonna stay the same. So now you just gotta remember the truth. If I tell you on a Saturday of November 17, 2021, I was at Booby Trap, right? Right? Mm-hmm. And then you ask me again 3 months later, yo, where was you at November 17, 2021? And I was like, nigga, we spoke about that. I was at Moxie's. I gotta remember my lie.
Yeah.
Right? The truth always stays the same. So like he said, why was you arrested on that Sunday, right?
He's honest.
It's just facts, bro.
So let me ask you this then. So you were gonna go. When did they warn you not to go to Connecticut to the casinos?
Well, that was a Sunday, November 18th. They picked me up, I don't know, like around, because they was just parked in front of 16 Ainsley, I believe it was, between Grand Street, between Lorimer and then is
Did they pick you up at your mother's house?
No.
Where?
They picked me up, I forgot where they picked me up. It was one of the apartment I had on Ainsley Street or Pinehurst in Lido Beach.
Okay. So they picked you up.
So I went. They picked me up.
And it was because you refused to. It's because you refused to listen to them. You were going to go to the casino.
Yes. So they told me, yo, there's a big threat on your life. they already had intercepted the wiretap.
Yep. They didn't tell you though, right?
They didn't tell me.
They didn't tell you
They
what
didn't tell
exactly.
me
They
what.
just told your life's in danger.
So what did I say? I didn't hear the wiretap till I got to court. Right?
Gotcha. Yeah.
So I was like, nah, nigga, I'm gangster, nigga. And they was planning to violate me while I'm free. They just couldn't get to me. You know what I mean? And it's just the way I move. So they told me like, yo, there's a big threat in your life. We offer you protection. And I'm like, nigga, I ain't taking that shit. And they were like, well, we're gonna put you in a hotel room with mad, law
agents.
enforcement.
Yeah.
To protect you. Now, we're not saying that this is not gonna kill the case. We're still gonna prosecute you.
Yeah.
You're still investigating, but we're trying to save your life here.
At that point, had you decided that you were going to cooperate, or were you still like, nah, I'm not talking to y'all?
I left that night.
Okay.
I left that night.
So they gave you that offer and you said no.
I'm not gonna say where, but I left that night from Chelsea Piers. You know Chelsea Piers in the city?
Yep.
I left that night, and they were like, "All right, well, you don't want our protection. We're gonna have like." Remember, if I was to die around that time, their bosses, their supervisors, give them hell.
Well, here's another thing too, and I'm going to tell you this because I think this is a very unique interview. This is a rare time.
we could
was.
Why would you think that, like, okay, if something happened to 6ix9ine at that time, that their bosses would have gave them hell? Like, you think they were really caring like that much?
Oh, hell yeah. Because once you get like information that somebody gonna harm somebody, they're obligated to protect that person.
Yeah.
So if they would have like let them just kind of go about, yeah, they would have been screwed. So that's like I know they're gonna get to it, but that's why they had to lock him up at that point. Like, nah, because he's already under investigation and all that shit. So you still got to protect somebody.
Right.
It's all about money too, right? They have already expended so many resources into this case. See, there's a certain budget they're given to deal with these type of, right? Wiretap orders, warrants. All this costs money, right? None of this is free. So they let him die, and they let him. He was their case, right? He was the glue to. They never really wanted him, right? Just like they didn't want Gunna, right? They really didn't want Woody, right?
Mm-hmm.
They wanted Young Thug. They wanted Shotty, right? They knew Tekashi 6ix9ine was just a loudmouth brat who just walks around beefing with people. He ain't really to them. See, a lot of these Diddy case brought out a lot of exposed the government in a lot of ways, right? It shows that a lot of these things that the government do are personalized. So the attack on Young Thug was personalized. These dudes be hating, whatever. They want to go and wiretap these guys and just make whatever. And so yeah. And because Tekashi 6ix9ine was their glue to get the convictions, because they needed to corroborate the circumstantial evidence that they had already had, but they needed somebody to identify the voices and and connect all the dots. So they make sure they're going to offer him high sentence because they knew he had a lot of money and women and life. He wasn't finna give that all away. He can say what he wants about, this and that. And I heard the wiretap. He was going to talk anyway, right? But the bottom line is the reason why they couldn't let him die, or they would have been in trouble, because there's a lot of money put into this. Just like the dude with the Diddy case, or the prosecution of the Diddy case, they got fired, right? He got fired because there's a lot of money, right? Hey, not for no motherfucking 2 years. He even do a year and a day in prison, right? Oh, you're out of here, because everything. And this is what a lot of people understand about the court system. The court system is all about checks and balances as well as personalization attacks. Okay, so when they go after someone, there's a budget, and for that budget to be justified, there needs to be a conviction, a substantial conviction, depending on how much money spent, right? And we're talking about, Sean Diddy, it was millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. So that's why he got fired, because it was too much money. So they let Tekashi 6ix9ine, they just say that, just go, we'll get you, and he get killed. Then they really got fired. because they had already like put hundreds of thousands of dollars into this investigation with the overtime, the wire, the watching, the tapping, all this shit. So yeah, it's all about money at the end of the day. And you know what I'm saying? They got to, once they get the guy that's the glue to the piece, they're coming from top. Hey, make sure you protect him. Not because we give a fuck about him. They don't give a fuck whether he died or not. They don't care. But hey, this is our investment. We got to protect our investment.
Now that's a good point, and also, yeah, the celebrity status alone too, because man, you figure that would have been plastered everywhere and shit.
They don't care about that. They don't care about it. They don't give a fuck. All about. They don't give a fuck about this nigga. Right? They don't care. They actually hate these guys. Right? They think these guys are the scum of the earth. You know what I mean? They stand these rappers. Right? They can't stand rappers. Right? That's why they have to. That's why you see them aggressively going after all the gangster rappers. Right? They don't go after the rock bands doing all the, you know what I mean? So they don't give a fuck about all that. They just know they have a certain amount of money invested in this, right? And these convictions need to be done, or they're going to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
Because
it was funny, man. Back at like the 90s when they was like doing the sweeps. You know, like the play up a lot of the like crews and stuff like that, they were giving them names. So, you know, if you go back, you look at them, like I know up in Harlem, they had the Yellow Top crew. And you look at the documentary, them dudes was like, man, we ain't even know. We were like, who the fuck is a Yellow Top? But they were giving them names to, you know, like make everything bigger. So they would be naming everybody. So everybody like, man, who the fuck are these people? They're like, oh, the so-and-so crew. They're like, They were slapping names on them, making them, you know, marketing them and stuff like that. So Ruthless, right, man. Like when you start looking at some of the stuff that played out, they definitely made everything like larger.
Yeah. Okay. And on the record, I never heard about the Yellow Top crew until you mentioned that, Jerk. So
yeah, go look it up because Chango to Tone, man, they break it down. They were like, man, we ain't know who the fuck the Yellow Top, but that's how they were naming them. They were like, oh, the Red Top, Green Top, because that was the vowel and stuff. So that's how they were naming everybody. And everybody like, man, who the hell is this? Until they look at people paperwork. They were like, oh, okay, they talk about us. But yeah, they were like, that wasn't our name. We ain't name ourselves that shit.
Mm-hmm. Salute to Mims Limbs. How you doing? Yeah. I feel you though. Anyway.
You could probably jump to that 41, 45, because I think that's where he talked about why he cooperated. That'd be the end of that. Then we could jump where he talked about the...
You said 41 or...
41, 45.
Oh, you want me to go back?
No. If it's already past that, then we good. Just let it play out then.
Okay, for sure.
A target of investigation is getting the insider stuff. The reason why they arrested you, bro, that day is because it would have been a nightmare to watch you on surveillance in Connecticut while you're at the casinos. That's why they had to arrest you that day.
Say it again.
So the reason why they picked you up before you can go to Connecticut, and for those that are listening in, basically they knew that they were going to try to kill him. They heard on the wiretap. Whenever you're doing a wiretap and you hear a credible threat on someone's life, you have to notify them by law, right? And disclose. And that sucks because you reveal your investigation. Obviously, he was one of the targets on the case and everything else like that, but to tell him. By him saying, I'm going to go to Mohegan, was the HSI New York office investigating the case. They would have had to go to Connecticut, notify them, notify the tribal police that run that area, because it's sovereign land technically, because it's casinos owned by whatever.
Wow.
So it would have been a nightmare to follow him around and keep him protected in Connecticut. So they probably pulled the trigger and said, fuck it, we got to get this guy because it's better arrest him now instead of him getting killed in Connecticut. And then it's probably going to be a shootout. Everybody's going to get hurt, right? And it's a public area. So that's probably why I would estimate, like, I'm pretty sure like 90% that's why they picked you up that day.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Now
crazy.
you know.
Yeah. So that Sunday, I got in the car and I'm like, yo, go straight, make a beeline to Foxwood or whatever fish is called. And the officer was like, get out the car. He's like, you're being arrested right now. You have the right to remain silent. I'm like, nigga, what the fuck? For what? You know what I mean?
Now you know
They're
why.
like, yeah, and then that. But yeah, that's how it happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
Shit. Looking back, right? Obviously, that probably pissed you off because you were gonna maybe perform or make some money or whatever. You had plans that weekend. Do you thank God that they picked you up before you could go?
Everybody always asks me this question. Do you regret whatever? How'd you feel when you got arrested? Nigga, I was like, thank God.
Nigga, bro.
Word, nigga.
Hey, did you sleep on the ride back to New York? Or
Huh?
did you sleep? Did you sleep on the ride back to the
Hey,
jail?
M3, we could go
they
to the next
arrested me
section.
in Brooklyn.
No,
you
I
hit
know,
pause,
but like
though?
when they took you to, they probably took you to MDC, right?
No, they took me straight to the office I was at where they interviewed me.
Okay.
And they were like,
Take it to MDC, wherever, MDC, New York.
Oh, Drake, where you want me to go to?
52 when he starts when he was talking about the female rappers, because I think Fresh started asking him.
Okay, hold on.
But Ruthless, when you finally got caught, man, was you kind of relieved?
No, I was upset. I was standing loose a lot, you know what I mean? But see, my different. I didn't never disclose some information, you know what I mean? Yeah. So he probably did get. He was glad he got. He knew he was gonna. He probably felt uncomfortable in the situation, so he was probably happy they kind of saved him.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But they told him, let me tell you something. This is what I know about these motherfucking cops. And Myron probably got fired as an FBI agent. But they told him, we don't want you. We want this person, that person, that person. That's what they told him when they picked him up. They took him to MDC where they tell him he's taking him now. When they picked him up and took him to the MDC that they interviewed him, they said, we don't want you. We really don't want you. We got you for 45 years. It's a life sentence, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
No, it is, right? You're going to die, right? But we don't want you. They never wanted Tekashi 6ix9ine. Ever. He was just a pawn. You know what I'm saying? That's all. So they had to protect their investment.
Okay.
Right. All right. You guys
So
want me-
Ruthless, did anybody ever snitch on you on your case, or was you
Oh, they never caught my crew. They caught me. It's a long breakdown I would have to do.
okay? No issue.
You know.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, 52 minute mark.
All right, I'm around on it.
That section is. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. What's that, Jerk?
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say this part. This is where they talk about the female rappers that are selling pussy for $100K. So this is where
Shit. Damn. Okay. Hold on. Let me go ahead and wait. And this is and wait. And when you said like 100K, right? This is like 6ix9ine like buying it, like paying for it for 100K.
Oh yeah. He said he paying. He was justifying it. He said he because Fresh was kind of giving them some pushback. Fresh was like, man, this ain't right. Tekashi's like, look. Tekashi's like, look, I'm throwing that bread out there. I don't give a fuck.
I know.
So he break it down though. He put the science behind it.
Okay, for sure. All right, let's go ahead and concentrate on the science behind this foolery. So, all right.
let me put my fucking.
Oh wait. Before we even do that, right? Do I even have this banner? Okay, hold on. Please be advised that what we discuss is not political.
You hit that quick, huh?
Yes, medical nor legal advice. This is for information and entertainment purposes only. And also, the biggest highlight is please be advised that the opinions of me, myself, and I, right? You know, I can't speak for you guys or whatever. Well, I can speak for Sophisticated Jerk. Ruthless Truth, I can't speak for you on this one. But this is not the necessary viewpoints of knowledge and relationships. We don't promote this type of shit. But anyways, let's go. Fair use.
Why do you have to say all that? Somebody gonna sue you or something?
No, man, I gotta make it clear, man. He talking about paying for pussy for like 100K. I don't condone that. You know.
I think you're kind of delusional.
Why you think that? Why you think that, Ruthless?
I mean, you got empty. When you married previously?
Yeah, I was. You already know I was married previously,
and you bought your wife.
I did not buy my wife. I did not pay for her.
That you did. You was paying for them dinners. You was paying for them dates and y'all time together.
It was
all that. Hold up. Let me say this. M3. See, this is the denial of men. I'm glad. This is a good time to have this conversation. This is the men's denial. And this is where our delusionality comes in, right? We don't all this taking girls out to dinner and taking them places, Disneyland, different places, spending all this money before we get married, and then we get the ring, then we pay for the wedding, and say, I didn't pay for her, right? We don't want to say that we paid for her, even though we paid for her, right? Because part of her expectations of being with you is she wasn't gonna pay for this, right? And so you're really signing up when you go on a date and you start going through the boyfriend girlfriend, that little process of vetting, courting, whatever we want to call it, however y'all want to label it, vetting, courting, or my future wife. All this costs money, and you're literally investing in this one woman. You're rolling the dice and hoping it's a sound investment. I'm sorry, my apologies that it came out to be a bad investment. But hey, bygones be bygones, right? We moved on from that shit. But the point I'm making is we make investments as men into these women, into a blind hourglass, hoping that this is the one, right? So we're technically buying her. We just don't want to say it. To the lavish get all that shit, money we spend. So average man going in before he's married, and it seemed like he paid a decent amount of money. So he probably was in at least before he got. How long was you with her before y'all got married?
Say again.
How long was you with her before you got married?
Let's see, because we got married 2013, and then we was dating like 2008 or 9, something like 2008, I believe.
So about
something like around that
about
time.
5 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so you before you got married, you already invested minimal. I'm assuming how old are you? Are you 35 right now?
No. I was like 28 when I got married.
Okay, so you make a decent, maybe not what you're making now, but now you might make it more now. But you still made a decent amount. So I'm saying,
go ahead.
It was in about minimum 60,000 minimum before you married her. Yeah, I'm good. We're going out to date. We're going out and stuff. All these costs. I'm not saying you necessarily had a high investment, but you're still doing a lot of things together that cost money. Not everything, but a lot of things.
So okay. God bless your heart, Ruthless. Right. Obviously, you don't know how cheap I was, right? Spanish women don't call me El Brazo for nothing, right? But hey, but look, the point is, you make a good point as far as like you do have to have some type of investment whenever you be in a relationship. I cannot knock you on that part, right?
So let's cut the half. Let's cut the half to people.
But I'm not spending. I'm not spending.
Right? So we're gonna say 30,000, right? In 5 years.
Yeah, let's just say, of course, back then, like things like diesel, right? So let's go with that.
That's the fair number, 30,000, right? In 5 years, which is to me a really good investment. I have a chance to take. Because I'm not going to frown that much if I lose that much. Well, okay, say 30 bands plus now you the wedding ring. I know you're that damn cheap. What's better, $500 to $1,000? Was it the bundle?
Like 500. It was like a bundle deal.
Okay, so 500. Then who paid for the wedding?
And honestly, I could have spent like $150 though, but
motherfucking cheap as hell.
Yeah, nice rings at Walmart. And I was like, I could get that, but I had to pay.
That motherfucker had fool's gold.
He had that bubblegum machine, right? Here, baby, I love you. And then, so you had a wedding. Did you have a?
Hold on, let me think.
Yeah.
No, because the wedding was it was like $2,000 or something like that.
Okay, so we'll say 3,000, right? Just to round it off, right?
Yeah, like 3,000 because we had to feed those motherfuckers or whatever, right? I didn't want to feed them, so
we're going to give a rough estimation. Before you buried her, across the threshold, you was in 40,000. That's just a. I'm gonna be nice. That's a real cheap. That's a real cheap guy, right? For 5 years is a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time, right? Then you were married for how long after that? Because I know you didn't stop paying after you got married, right?
You said I did not stop paying after?
Yeah, you kept paying. Right? She moved in with you, right?
Oh, you talking about after the marriage, right?
Yeah, after the marriage, she moved in with you.
Well, of course. Yeah,
so,
everything was always 50-50.
You were paying the mortgage, right? She was maybe other things 50-50, but you were pretty much paying the mortgage. You already paying rent in your home.
I get it. Everything was 50-50. So wherever I had payout, she had a payout as well too.
Okay,
but so when you're married to somebody, right?
Yes.
The thing is, you're not even looking at the 50-50 part, right? You're looking at partnership and how things supposed to be worked out and structured. You know what I mean? And as a man like who helps lead at least like the household and make sure it's all in order, there's some things where she may be good at, and there's some things that I'm good at. But you combine those together.
Okay.
It was never like, one of those like, red pill thinking or ideologies where it's like, okay, she got to put in a certain percentage, and I got to put in a certain percentage.
Okay, so who paid the mortgage?
Teamwork.
Who paid the mortgage? Who paid the mortgage?
We equally paid the mortgage.
Huh?
We equally paid the mortgage.
Okay, so all right. So you already put up 40K. Now she comes in. Now all of a sudden she start paying as soon as y'all get married. So you was paying for that. Then you said, okay, 50-50. All right, cool.
We paid the mortgage together. We was already married, but yeah.
So cool. So bottom line, you bought her for $40,000. You bought her for $40,000. She said yes. And how long were you married? Hey, wait a minute. So I've been knowing M3 for 2 years. So he's probably married, what, a year before I met you or something?
Yeah.
So you guys were roughly 3 years?
No. We was married up to like almost 11 years.
Huh?
We was married up to 11 years.
11 years?
Mm-hmm.
So you're dating for 5 years, a girlfriend and boyfriend, plan a house, whatever you want to do it, right? Mm-hmm. So, and then you were married for another 11 after that. So 16 years total?
Yeah. Let's go by the 16 years total.
Okay. And okay, so you put in by the time she left, you already put in so 150,000, 200,000 when she left, you put in her, and she put into you, poured in, because she started paying half the bills. She put into you about 20,000. So you bought.
Hey, how you get 20,000?
No, because she was paying half, right? She's paying half everything. So for 11 years, she's paying what? Half the rent, which is probably, we ain't gonna just say, right? Roughly 30,000 she put into the house, right? Her to live
okay,
in.
I got you. You
know what I mean? So she possibly put in 30,000 roughly overall in the whole relationship. She may be paid for an anniversary or birthday every now and then. So we'll say that, right? He paid, so basically he paid close to 200,000 for this woman. And I don't know who filed. I don't know if she filed or M3 filed. Most likely she filed because M3 don't seem the type that's going to just destroy his marriage. So I'm going to say she filed, right? And M3 like, what the fuck? And
yeah, but here's the thing, right? The past is the past now. I've already moved on.
Yeah.
I already got me like a beautiful woman already, right? Who's
right
like, and she's out there cooking and doing all the other stuff for me, right? So I'm not worried about,
Well, I'm not trying to. Yeah, I'm not trying. I'm just making a point is because you guys were. I'm not. You said I don't agree with do pay. You got every man who's married pretty much to get to marriage. If you're married, you pay for her. That's just 100%. If the last point.
I'm not buying, but the thing is, it's a difference. Let me break down the difference to you, right? Because I know like this is part of your lifestyle, so I get it, right? Like just no love or no strings attached or whatever, right? But the thing is, right? Like it's a difference between like tricking and actually investing. It's way different. You're buying someone's love. All right, you're buying someone's cooperation.
Okay.
I don't have to buy no cooperation. I can just get from dick and that's it.
Okay, so once again, right? We know love is fleeting. So that was a poor investment right there. So therefore, that is not better. Don't you make yourself sound better because you guys divorced. So all of that love is out the door. All right. So once again, all I'm saying is this, and I'm not trying to shame you for what you did, right? That's just normal. That's the normal format of us men since forever, right? All I'm saying is we got to look at things in a perspective as, did I really buy my wife? I did. Did I really pay? Did I get? Was that an L I took when she left? I did, because now I thought she was. When I was paying her, or not really paying her, but paying for her, I thought that it was a gesture for me showing my loyalty, right? To invest in her upfront, and I don't even want the money back. And this is what. But these guys, this is so you're no different. You're no different than Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Nah, that's a stretch.
You stretch real hard.
Because I'll let y'all go for a second, but here's the difference. Because like if you sit there and you, like you said, it's gonna cost to go on some dates. So people are gonna incur some costs. So not even try to avoid that. But like when you get with somebody and they're willing to contribute to the house, that's kind of a wash. You know what I'm saying? So like in M3's case, it's like if somebody come in there and they're willing to like contribute and put in, that's not tricking. Tricking would be like, I know this girl's not into me, but I'm willing to like drop 100,000 into her just for that shit. That would be the difference. So he was with, if you with somebody with longevity and they're willing to like pump back into you.
No, that's not how it goes. So what dudes do with the money, right? Money, this is where we have to have a money conversation. The value of money is only valuable if you can spend on what you desire. Right? So there's no different than buying a pair of Jordans. Do you go to Payless and get your Pro Wings? That's going to last you a couple of months. Or do you go to Foot Locker and get your Jordans? You know, you're going to pay a big difference in price. And, you know, so it's all about we are paid to get the things we want or we desire. So same thing with women, right? Now, this is the delusion. I know y'all going to push back. Don't crack a little.
I'm absolutely going to push back.
Men hold women in a high esteem more than the esteem the woman has earned. Us men put these women on pedestals, and we justify the money we spend on them, saying they're different than the women that they're spending their money on. Even though ultimately the divorce came, y'all not together. Your form of payment is lasting longer, right? You're paying a longer time. You're paying for years, where these guys are paying for hours or maybe even days, right? So you're still all paying for the same thing, the box and the presence of the woman. One is short-term investment, one is long-term investment. That's the only difference, right? One is a long-term investment. Now, with K Jerk case, he's still under investigation, right? I'm waiting for some information to leak on his ass. He got his shit all the way on the table. But I like M3. I respect M3's honesty, right? And once again, I'm not shaming you, M3. I'm not here to try to make fun of you or gotcha movement, nothing. But I'm just giving a more realistic view to men. We're making providers. We're trying to, by nature, we are providers. 1, 2, we spend our money on what we value. That's what we do. We spend our money on what we value, whether it's a car, a woman, some shoes, whatever, right? We value that stuff. We want to spend on it. And this is the nature of people. Women do the same thing. They spend their money on now. They spend their money on shoes. They're more materialistic, right? They spend their money on shoes and more stuff. Well, men, we'll spend our money on that too, but we also spend on a woman. So here's the thing, right? So
but let me add on to this, right? Yeah. Okay, well let's say, for instance, right? Because you mentioned like we spend money on things we value, right? And yes, sir. Let's just say that's true, right? Mm-hmm. Let's say like I spend my money like on a new supercomputer, right? You know, that got me looking good or whatever. Everything's running smoothly. Great, right? That's the same thing you spend your money in investment for like a woman, right? Not in a way where you're spending a bad investment on someone who don't really like you for who you are. But let's say, okay, the computer thing, right? An analogy. Because I spent my money on a better computer, I'm getting everything that I want in return. And this is for the moment. Remember, everything's temporary until like, you know, that kill switch come on. And then next thing you know, like maybe 5 or 10 years from now, let's say 5 years from now, my computer is no longer operating the way that it operates. Now, here's the thing. Now, because after 5 years, that computer is no longer operating the way how I want it to operate, does that mean that everything I pour out to is null and void? Does that mean that, man, I wasted 5 years of my time on this computer?
No.
This computer gave me the best it can for like 5 years.
No. That would be considered quality investment. So once again, right?
But that's the same thing for any relationship.
Same with cars, right?
Yeah.
Same with the cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I want a car that's gonna last me for 20 years and cost me less in gas, I'm gonna get me a Toyota or a Honda, right? Now, but if I want something that's gonna be short-term investment, that gives me optimal performance, I'm gonna give me a motherfucking Lamborghini, a BMW, or something sports car, right? So it's all but it's all cars, right? They're all cars, and they all investments. It's just what you desire as the person, what you want to do with your money, which comes down to the same thing with women, right? You invest. Now, when you invest in women, you go in the long route, the long term. You're looking for a long-term investment. Same with Sophisticated Jerk, even though he disclaimer, right? But I'm just saying, you guys rather deal with long-term investments to optimize, maximize a long outcome, right? Hopefully for the best outcome. So it's probability. This will give me the best probability for a greater outcome. So I'll take this long-term investment. Where Tekashi 6ix9ine and maybe me, right? We look for and we value short-term investments, right? We're not looking to try to die with this person. We're not looking to try to get to know this person because we really don't value them in that way of long-term. We value them short-term. So therefore, the short-term satisfaction is valuable to us. And we replace our money for that short-term investment. So
here's where you guys are wrong, and all the analogies was bad as fuck.
That was good.
But I sat back and I listened to let y'all get it off. The term investment, when you use that terminology, there has to be something given back of value.
Yes.
And getting pussy just ain't value.
No.
So like if you hold on, so if you're dating somebody and you're looking to build with them in some capacity, relationship sometimes goes left. So it might not always last long term, but you were still looking for some reciprocation in that and building with somebody.
But hold on, that's why I'm gonna interject. You just made my argument.
Nah, negative. I did not make your argument.
You said short. No. You said you must be getting something back valuable. So what's valuable to me, right? Is she's a bad bitch and got some good coochie, right? That's my prerogative.
Nah, that's what y'all gotta sell yourself.
No, let me say this. You don't agree with it because you're different. Men, we're not a monolith. So what y'all don't even, if you look at something short term, you don't even really agree with it. You might say that you agree with the philosophy, because who's gonna think about investment? Who's gonna go jump into like Apple and ditch those stocks very fast? Not most people, because it's valuable. You're gonna hold it. Yes. You're gonna get the dividends and returns on it. So that's what I'm saying. Like if you're dropping that much money on a chick short term, you're pedestalizing. But people gamble every day.
Yeah, but I mean that's not an investment. You're gambling.
Once again, that's a short-term investment. So we're looking to make it. So I go to the poker table. I'm looking to invest money in a couple of hours in return on my investment. Short term, quick. I want quick return. You made my argument when you said
negative.
If my money, if I said I give you $1 for maybe this, there's people who buy old ass shit with dust all over it, right? They spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for shit that look like shit. I wish I could take you in M3 to South Coast with me on one day, just take you to this little, show you around, right? They got this one place they make these tennis shoes, right?
Yeah.
These shoes look like mud, like they look fucking dirty. They're like $2,000 tennis shoes, and people buy the shit, right? Because people value them, even though they're not new. They look like they're 100 years old. They don't look nice and new. They look old, and they're in business in South Carolina where rent is probably like $10,000 a month. You know what I mean? So my point is, you can't put everybody in a box sophisticated and say, oh, well, you probably don't like it. No, I do like it. You can't tell me. You can't speak for me. I can't speak for you. But I can say the information I gathered from you, that obviously you're very, you care about your money a lot, and you're a very greedy person when it comes to your money. So therefore,
that's a fact.
So you value your money more than you do everything else around you. So that's you, right? I value my money too, but what I do with my money is different than what you do with your money. You're looking for long-term investments, right? I may value short-term investment, meaning I might want a bad bitch for a few days, have a good time, and get to it. If I don't value the psychological connection or the things that you value, that doesn't make me any different. Money is money. And the value of my money, what I want to do with my money is what I want to do with my money. If you want to buy a motherfucking Toyota, which you probably got, or a motherfucking Honda, hey, I'm cool with it. I got a BMW. I get 7 miles to the gallon. Right? Then I drive around this motherfucker blasting 100-something miles an hour. That's the difference. But it doesn't make your investment better than my investment because me is me and you is you. But we can't put each other in a box. And this is the problem, man.
We got to put these niggas in a box. I'm sorry.
No, because you ain't paying my bills. Y'all in. Because you ain't paying my bills. Right? You ain't sharing your money with me. You don't give a fuck about me. Like that, when you feel, hey, Ruthless, if you don't do this, I'm gonna send you some money. No. So why do I care, right? Why do you care?
I got you. See, I'm gonna hold you down, man.
No, you're lying like a mother. If you ain't gonna spend money,
I'm trying to save lives, man, because even going to Tekashi's situation, so he's gonna justify tricking, right? Him, Fresh, and Fit, and they all had terrible experiences where it almost kind of fucked up some of the papers. So for Tekashi, by tricking, it almost cost him his life because his girl, from what he's saying.
Oh, come on, man.
Hold on, listen.
No. That's what happened. She gave Shotty and them the address or the location where he's at. So that's why I'm saying when you put yourself in these like situations, Fresh, the girl was like leaking all the information. Fit, you know, he had the one little Spanish chick he got serious with, spending all that bread, and then the video come out, she with an average motherfucker rollerblading. So that's why I'm saying that's the difference. When you're sitting there, you're like with investing on somebody long term, they actually like you. It might not always work, but you're not gonna come out like.
No. See, this is the thing. You can say the same thing about married men getting divorced and women taking their money and their kids and turning the kids against them.
Yeah, no, that's definitely bad situation.
Hold on. That is a very high leverage situation that can hurt a lot of feelings and crush a lot of men, even make them commit suicide. So I don't want to hear you tell me because you devaluing or dismissing the women's ideology of get married nigga and take his shit. Is like that's just so. Oh yeah, it don't care. He should pick better, right? It's always just see. We always give these women a way out, but we never want to call out what they do. So you're saying, oh, Tekashi, because he was tricking with these different women, he got a bad woman. It's not like men are tricking. Married men ain't getting bad women. Like married men are getting.
They are, but look at the extremes. That's what I'm saying. When you're walking into a short-term situation, the
married women are leaving. The married women are saying, "Fuck you guys, I'm leaving. I don't give a fuck about you. I'm leaving." That's an L, nigga.
Nah, that definitely is.
Okay,
but not to no magnitude of no. When you're deliberately walking into a bad path. That's what I'm saying. There's two different.
No, it's not because you're deceived.
You telling me? Hold on, Ruthless. You telling me a girl giving a location to your ops?
It's worse.
Like I understand it's bad if your wife, y'all break up, she take the kids, but somebody giving a location to your ops.
It's all the same.
Get the fuck out of here.
All the same because my kids mean a lot to me. And you taking the very thing that I value the most in this whole relationship, and you're breaking my heart with it. Plus, you're crushing my feelings towards you. So because you devalue and you look at that as she get a location of ops. Okay, your baby mama's an ops. Your wife is an ops, and she leaves you and turn the kids against you and the government against you, right? I thought you loved me. What happened to all that love? Thought we was gonna be together forever. So this is why we are losing because we devalue situations. We say, well, if she divorced you and nigga, fuck it, that ain't that bad, but she gave her his location. Listen, hurt is hurt, and you cannot value one.
Niggas sound like an after school special. Talk about hurt is hurt.
Hurt is hurt. I'm just saying it is. If you hurt me, nigga, you an enemy. You op, nigga. That bitch leave me and take the kids.
You out your damn mind. If some female was like, hey, come line Ruthless up, you gonna feel a little different. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, the other one's bad. Like if she
No, what I'm saying, you missing what I'm saying. One doing that's an op, and the one leaving me taking my kids and breaking my family up over some petty shit is an op too. That's the point. They're both ops. Ain't no op better than other op, nigga.
Nah, there's levels in life. Shout out to Drake.
I can't stand that bitch. And if I could, I'll put a hit on her ass, right? So once again, right? It's just I don't want to go to jail. So I'll have to eat this shit up.
Well, real quick though, right? Let's see what Tekashi 6ix9ine has to say about tricking, and then we'll go.
Okay, we will circle back.
Yeah.
This when you bring a fucking what's it called? Like the inspector for the city, like to see if you have all the permits and like if everything is like.
That's you.
That's me right now.
She belongs to the streets.
This nigga's a trick
Basically,
expert.
as Myron Short would say, whole facts. There's been a lot going on in the industry of rap, of course, music, where they're saying some female rappers have said, you know what, my career's going down the hill. I'm gonna be an escort.
No, that's not how it goes. Now let the professionals speak.
Correct me, bro. Correct me.
These girls that sell pussy, right? They don't say my career's going down. They don't do that. These girls who sell pussy actually sell it when they're highest in their career. Cause who's gonna want to buy a down bad rapper's pussy?
Haram!
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense.
As little they get, they're like, nigga, like you see my shit popping right now, 100,000 right now, you fuck right now. Straight up.
Niggas pay that shit?
Niggas pay that shit.
Who? Give me one person.
Bro, it's like you don't understand like cause you live in a world where like people clock into like fucking UPS, Walmart, Dwayne Reed. They're car salesmen at Rolls Royce. These are people with real jobs, right? Real jobs of like construction. They go. Nobody has time to fucking look at what niggas spend money on who's getting real money, right? You be surprised who's paying for pussy, bro. It be like, the niggas who be sports bettors, niggas who be owners of like
we don't feel, man.
No way, owners of like a landscaping company or like
doctor,
a doctor, a fucking anesthesiologist or a fucking
hit the pause real quick.
Of owner of like 3 local bars.
So let's just real quick, just are most men tricking?
All men are tricking. If you put the terminology in,
The jerk don't trick. Take me out of the quiz.
well, okay.
But give a percentage. It can't be no 100 because the jerk don't trick. So that's like 99.9.
So jerk, once again, you're still under investigation. You right now you got this little thing. I do believe you pay for your dinner dates. I still do believe you're taking care of most of the shit. I do believe your wife put in. I'm not saying she don't, but you're high earner and you're making a high quality of living, and so I'm guessing you guys are one pot.
No, we got 2 separate banking accounts that we have since we were young. But
so
I mean, we got access to both if we need to.
Okay, so therefore, yeah. So in my opinion, this is what I'm saying, right? Everywhere, I believe you paid for her before y'all got married, and then when you got married, you may have negotiated, say, hey, I got these ambitions. I want to say this. I want to do this. We're going to have to go 50-50. So I believe you paid because you was in the military. You were hustling, right? So I believe you did take. I'm sure she's not the only one you dated. I'm 100% sure of that. We know you got skeletons that you don't want us to know about, but it's okay though, right? Fiscated, you can go over here and hold your hand high because you're lucky, right? We can't get to it. But I do believe that we'll say 99.9% of the 0.1% of the men, right, who are like sophisticated jerk, right? But 99.9% of all other men are paying for access to the box, whether they do it short term or long term.
Let me ask you something, Ruthless. So, like the more transactional, that's direct. So you're saying like a lot of say like guys that even go on a long term, would you say it's like more indirect or?
Everybody uses everybody. This is a user's lifestyle. Everybody, she's using you, you're using her. It's the name of the game, nigga. Why we want to play with it? This is everything's about when they get with a person to use each other. No woman's getting with you on the feeling of your motherfucking character, nigga. She's also looking at your capability, income capability to help her build her empire too. Yeah, y'all might go 50-50, but she's building in. So if you was to leave her, she'd probably be like, okay, I'm good. I'm Gucci. So she got a backup plan too. So once again, right, we got to stop this acting like money doesn't hold a significant weight to a lot of people, when most of it is, and it's not everything. It doesn't mean the reason why you just with her, but it holds a large weight, and this is why you still with her, because she's helped you save a lot of money, but you help her save a lot of money too. Meaning, so both of you guys are together but separate, and this is the small percentage of the world. Everybody else, when you meet a woman, you go out, you pay for the dates, you do all these things. Yeah, there's some free shit where you can go walk in the park, go to Starbucks, nigga, and kind of do it, the cheap way, right? But once again, the value to one's money and how he wants to spend it is his prerogative. Unless you're paying my bills, unless you're taking care of me, then I might listen to you. But you're not doing that. If I want a short-term investment, because I don't want to get to know, I might just want her coochie. That coochie might be the value thing that I want. Arm candy, nigga see me with her.
I'm trying to save y'all, Ruthless. That's why we gotta do this, man. But hey, play what he says though. What about you, M3 though? Do you think majority of men are
our tricks?
Yeah, are tricking in some form.
I say only the selective few. Because most men don't even have the money to even be spending.
Yes, they do. They might.
Hold on, Rufus. Right, you already got your little spill. I need to hurry up, make sure I get to the point and get to the video, right? Because my girl's almost finished for breakfast and I gotta eat. So, but yeah, I know for me, right, and I'm gonna speak for myself as well too. I don't do no tricking, but relationships are transactional. I'm not gonna feed away from that, but at the same time, tricking is pretty much like when it's one-sided, and that's my personal opinion to it. I'm sticking to it. If you put out the majority just to buy a woman's love, to buy her corroboration, and she ain't really doing nothing, and maybe the sex is probably trash, but you probably be hoping that if you spend a little bit more, right, to get it to work, right, then hey, by all means, I'm not judging y'all, but I just know M3 is not gonna do no tricking. There's other methods and there's other ways around in these relationships. But I'm gonna get to the video though right now.
Well, real quick, I'll just say 70% of men are tricks. I'll say majority.
I'll say 99.9.
Damn.
You should say 99.8, but whatever. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up with this video.
I mean, or they don't even have to be that. Broke niggas buy pussy. The first unemployment check that come in, they spending that shit. You know what I mean? Like, nigga, so imagine a soccer player, right? A baseball player, NFL player that's just signed a $6.7 million a year contract. $6.7 million a year contract. You think I can spend $100,000 on the girl I've been fantasizing about on Instagram?
Easy.
What's 100,000 minus 6.7? 6.6, nigga. It don't matter. It don't matter. So my thing is, niggas is buying pussy, nigga.
The mindset of a trick.
Now, there's a trick to it. Thank you.
This
now, hold on, Danny. There's a rumor, right? They say I pay for pussy.
That's cool.
No, hold on.
You know what I mean?
He said a rumor.
But I can't get over doing it because I feel like it's
weird. That ain't no rumor.
Because I feel it's a transaction. It's not real.
Nigga, why you want her to be real? You simping, bro?
Nigga, I don't. Hold on.
Simping.
I want somebody to feel me for real, though. Like, fuck with me.
Fuck that. Nigga,
For the moment.
For the moment.
Yeah.
And you hit it. Bow. Look, you just headshotted that. Even if she was feeling you, it's just for that moment, nigga.
That's fun, though.
This nigga's the same. Get him out of here.
Hit the pause. Let's break it down.
You ever seen that fucking conceited meme?
So I think right there, man, I think Fresh is starting to kind of come back. He knows they say in a good territory, but I think they kind of try to bully him to the other side of tricking. But do you think y'all think Tekashi was on point?
Yeah, he was on point. I'm telling you, everybody. Listen, and see, you're a little like I said. That's why I say you're delusional, because you're in a marriage situation, so you're not really out here in the streets, socializing in a form of trying to get some box, right? You're set in your little world lifestyle. You have your family, everything is set. So you're not. But the dudes who are out here playing the game, who are playing. Dudes don't want. If you got money, nobody want. If you could cut through all the bullshit to get straight to what you really want to, why not? Right? Niggas don't want to get to know. Motherfuckers don't. I just want to F you one time or 2 times, and I'm done with it because I fantasize about it or because you're bad. Whatever reason. Those are short-term investments that men largely indulge in. Especially if they are, because prostitution is alive and well and growing. You talking about those are high end dudes. You talking 100,000? You got prostitution 200. Get it done. The fuck? Then you got strippers, right? You go in. If she likes you, you catch a connection. Boom, she'll be in that thing. She'll sell you for 2, maybe a little bit more. But the point I'm making is because the marriage rate is failing so bad because of women performance in relationships and women performing in marriages is such a bad investment and it's just failing at a great rate because there are 1 million divorces a year and 800,000 of them are filed by women. So they're poor performers. And even when they're in marriages, they don't want to act sexy for their man. They don't want to act like they don't want to do the hoish stuff for their man, right? So a lot of men go out and supplement it at, strip clubs, prostitutes, etc. So my point is, because women have failed dramatically at being wives on a large scale, that women have failed dramatically at being girlfriends at a large scale, that men are saying, well, fuck, this long-term investment is, they feel cheated. When they can get a short-term investment, get their value out of it, and move on with their lives and not have to deal with the baggage.
Let me ask you this one question, right? Before we start to wrap up. Okay. So is a fuck nigga considered to be a person that also pays for the bucks as well?
Yeah.
This is the thing. They're known as the secret friends with benefits type of thing or whatever you want to call them, but there's no strings attached. There's nothing that he has to do to really invest on a woman just to provide whatever sexual desires that she needs.
What you say? Is he a trick?
Yeah.
What was your question? No, I would say no.
So this is what I say, right? Okay. So you're talking about.
And I'm glad you asked that M3 because I would fit in the fuck nigga category.
Okay, fuck nigga would have just. Okay, so now you're talking 80s, early 90s.
Man, I'm talking about right now. I don't care about
you talking about then.
Yeah, he talking about 1800s and shit.
After 80s, 90s, 2000s, yes, but 2025, fuck niggas are no longer. And this is the thing, right? Women.
Everybody said they're extinct.
Go ahead. Women are demanding. It's not that men are just volunteering. Women are demanding. They're upfront with it. So they're saying, "Hey, you want me? You gonna pay my bills, right? Are you gonna do this?" So it's always they're gonna want. Women value their coochie as a business. They use their coochie as a business tool, and they get what they want. And sometimes just their beauty.
Wait! I'm sorry. I got to pause this one, right? I'm glad you said that. The key point, you said women are now demanding, right?
Yes.
Okay. So there's a supply and then there's a demand, right? So if women are the ones who's demanding, we're not the ones who's demanding, right? Then ultimately, the 99.9% of tricking that you say, that number needs to be adjusted because maybe the true tricks are the women of today. Right?
No.
So let me help you out, MP. So
hold on. So when he said the women are demanding this is what I always said in my videos. Mm-hmm. Dudes are acquiescing, or however you say it. They're pretty much submitting to females. Mm-hmm. So that's the issue. Is men, and that's why I always capture the pedestalizing. It's like, man, they're overvaluing it. Me and Ruthless was talking about this the other day because I pulled up on his live and shit. And I'm like, why do y'all believe these females? Because they're still fucking. Like, they might tell y'all that, and they might get some dudes to pay for that shit, but they're still messing with other dudes like on the side that ain't doing shit. That's just the reality. So I think some guys, man, when they in their mind, they buy into that and they over pedestalize shit. That's what happens to them. But trust me, them same females that are transactional, because of their mindset, they operate off of attention too. So that's what I'm saying. So they'll mess with another dude that ain't doing that shit because they don't got no morals. So the fact that guys think they're holding to this stature and structure, that's why I try to get guys. I'm like, hey man, do not trick, because that'd be like example, like say M3, you had all these water bottles, right? Mm-hmm. You're giving them away for free. Then here comes Jerk, and I'm like, hey, let me buy one of those for $26. Are you gonna look at me like I'm a smart motherfucker at that point? Or are you gonna be like, man, I got this sucker? You know, he's willing to pay $26, and that's what it is, and that's what I'm trying to tell dudes. I'm like, man, y'all paying for free water.
That is a prerequisite to pretty much dating.
Ain't no damn prerequisite, because if that was the case, then every guy that, if you dig into people's past, would have paid.
This is why women,
that don't happen.
This is why women don't approach. Because who approaches pays for the date. Women don't approach, they want the man approach to pay for the date. That's a prerequisite to take them out. And if you take certain women out if you take her to Denny's, you're definitely getting blocked. Right? If you take her out to some women, if you take them to Chili's, you get blocked. But I'm just saying this, right? Women say, hey, you want to take, if you just see a woman who's attractive and you guys get along, she's going to expect you to pay for the dates, especially the first date. That's 100%. That's 100%. And you're going to pay and at the hopes of getting some box. So I don't understand what kind of games you think this is. Like, you think it's just, oh, well, hey, this fine girl, she's digging me, and I'm digging her. Hey, we just gonna go to the park and have sex? No money gonna be spent? That's a fucking unrealistic view.
I think you're mixing in, because nobody's saying, like, if you spend you going out on some dates, getting to know each other, and then that person, y'all actually, like, have a genuine interest.
But
and it can build into some reciprocation.
Yeah,
so
but
I get what you're saying.
That's not no guarantee. You still don't know this person, but you're putting the upfront investment.
But see, I gotta stop you right there. You know why it's not? Y'all lack confidence. If you going out with me, it's going down, because I'm just way too small. My mouthpiece is vicious. So that's why I'm saying I look at it like it's going. Like, don't get me wrong, people get rejected, so you might not be everybody's cup of tea, but if they going out on there and you're like, hey man, let's go kick it down at the museum. You ain't got to just go to the park, man. That's what I'm saying. You could set the tone and see if they're receptive.
So let's take Sarah Frontenot, right? A woman, like that, right? And y'all gelling, y'all vibing, and you say, hey man, let me go let's go grab some dinner. She's okay. She's not bringing money to pay for dinner, right? You automatically know I'm going to pay for that dinner. So you're saying,
yeah, if you invite somebody, you're gonna pay.
Now you're talking about, I'm going to guarantee get some. That's not the point. The point is you're paying, meaning that dinner's going to cost. But probably a girl like Sarah, you definitely not taking her to no Applebee's. You probably got to take her to a Mastros to impress her, to bring her wet, to give you that coochie, right? So once again, whatever you pay, you pay. Will you pay $40 or will you pay $300? You paying, nigga.
No. You're trying to mix it in. You're trying to mix in the dinner part. No, it's like.
Last point. Any man who's going to get with a woman knows she's got to have a job. If he wants a long-term relationship, to even get to the point where he get to, he has to have a job and he has to be.
Nigga, you gotta have a job if you a human being.
Adult.
No. The fuck you gonna live in your parents' basement?
You're missing the point. I'm talking about when a man is putting his life together and he figures out really quick if he wants the woman that he wants, he's gonna have to get a job and get to a place where he can present himself as a provider. He's not presenting himself as you take care of me. So that means you already know you're gonna have to make so much amount of money, then you go after the woman you want. That's how the process goes. Women are not picking up now when they give a bro guy some coochie. Yeah, you got some guys with some fly by night, but when you're talking about a relationship and building to something big or like legacy, you got to have a certain income, economic efficiency level for you even to get that woman. Period.
See,
Just
have you guys heard of the concept of trailer park?
What's that?
Oh my gosh.
A trailer park, or like even the projects, a hood.
Yeah. Okay.
Those people are got somebody, and they not on that top tier economic scale. So that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you want to do good, but you should want to do good for your damn self.
But this is where, see, once again, this is where you're delusional. Because in the hood, there's tiers of dudes. There's niggas that get money, and they're hood rich. They're getting all the pussy. Period. It's always been.
But even on other tiers, though, they still like.
Slow down.
There's a janitor that's got a chick.
No, follow me. Since the beginning, even in high school, right? The athletes, the doughboys got all the business. Period. Point blank, right? Women flock to those guys. They flock to those guys' games. They flock to drug boys. They don't flock to the nigga that's going to school every day and this nigga got $20 allowance. So you're gonna say
different. Huh? Wait, hold on for a second. What about like the foreigners, right? The ones who stand on like like those corners, like selling like corn and fruits and all that. And they're married. They got a bunch of stuff.
That's a fact, M3.
So in Mexico, everybody's poor, so it's a little bit different, right? When they come over here, in M3, they're already integrated into, right? Because she's poor, he's poor. There is nothing looking up in America.
Yeah, but the point is, it's the mindset of things, right?
Right.
Look, if that's the case, I could get like a foreigner chick if I was really down that bad, and I feel like I need like true love or whatever or some type of adjustment. But the thing is that like it's all in the mind. Like, you don't need a whole bunch of money, right? Just to build a certain type of relationship. You just got if you meet the minimum qualifications or standards, being a go-getter, making your bread or whatever, you could build that stuff over time. Just as long as like you're not like a bum like type of dude, right? That just stays stagnant. And that goes for the same, I'll tell one of the women. Don't be like a stagnant type of individual, because obviously it's not gonna go where in the future. But when you have that mindset that you really want to do like the best that you can for yourself and for a family, you will eventually meet those type of people that will understand you. This is the type of stuff that even Drake, I was having these discussions even before me getting back into the dating scene. It's a lot easier when you actually find someone that actually like you, like just as much as you like them. It has to be some type of equal attraction. Otherwise, you're going out there, and of course you do spend money for this because you're inviting them and you're bringing them to your lifestyle, right? So of course I would expect for a guy to like pay, especially if you're the one who's initiated. But after a while, if a woman's like initiating and be like, hey, let's do this, let's do that. I mean, I would expect for her to come up with some bread or whatever. But the point is that, again, everything is different from the beginning to the mid to the end, But once you get locked into these committal type of relationships, this is where you just have to have that communication of where you stand, and so where she stands at. Like for me, if I'm gonna take a woman on a date for the first time, it's gonna be something that's small. I'm not taking her out to no fancy dinner. I don't care if she rejects me or not. If she do, fuck that bitch. I would take her to in a nice little cafe, Jamba Juice to whatever. One, that would be in my liking, and then two, you keep the investment low until you see the benefits of it. And of course, you will eventually get that return on investment one way or another. Whether it lasts for a year, whether it lasts for 5 years, or hell.
Hold on, man. Ruthless, you writing this shit down? He's spitting game right now, right? Right. You got a pad out. You taking notes, player?
What M3 is talking about is M3 likes to warm himself up. Right? He likes to warm it up in the microwave before it gets to the main course. Right? He likes he wants all the other stuff, and then we get to the big money, right? So okay, fine. Some dudes like to take it slow, some like to get to it. All right, it's still the same shit. Nigga, still eventually he's just going to get to that point. M3 just more so like, oh, well, I just want to really make sure, but that's no guarantees, nigga. That's still a gamble. You still rolling the dice. She could just like you said, you've been 16 years. She felt different way about you on this year 16 and got up out of there. So once again, right, the same person you meet and do all this shit with could be that person. In the end, she could be a different person.
Yeah, but I think if you develop a mindset, like you said, Ruthless, like nothing's guaranteed. So I give you that. Mm-hmm. But I think if you have a certain mindset, like if you have to get back out there, you're gonna do all right because you done built yourself that way, you maneuver that way, and you're attracting versus just like, oh, I like her, I'm pedestalizing this female, let me throw my money at her.
So
then that short-term thing is just like, so you got to keep throwing money because it's short-term, like you said. So you got to repeat the cycle, money out, money out, money out. It's like, fuck that.
I think, Mr. Jerk, what you have to understand is, I don't value women as much as y'all do. I'm sorry.
You kind of do.
And I don't value money as much as y'all do. Now, I do like money, don't get it twisted. But I'm driving exotic and foreign cars because I don't give a fuck. That's what I want, right? If I value money like y'all did, I would have got me a Kia. You know what I'm saying? But the point I'm making is this, right? Most men, and this is what I do agree with you on, because you're not wrong in a subset of the mindset of the typical man, right? And this is why men are behind the curve, right? And women are evolving like a machine. Men are stuck in like the 70s, right? The 60s. The women are evolving into a force of we don't need a man, but if we do deal with the man, right, we deal with them for the things to make our life better. So they're evolving as more of they're the quarters, they're the vetters now, right? Man is no longer just vetting and owning. Now they're doing the vetting. Men, you M3, right, are the prototypes of old-fashioned, sticking to the principles, which is, I'm not saying nothing wrong with that, right? I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that. But you guys value women higher than of men today, like me, right? I don't really value women the same way you value women. I see them for the short-term investment.
Well, Rufus, I need you to get straight to the point because I'm going to wrap it up in a couple of seconds. I'm going to say this though, right, real quick.
Listen, I'm going to go live after this.
And I'm about to be ready to eat, so you got like at least 10 seconds.
No, but see, the issue, what he's saying.
Yeah.
I'm going live after this.
It's not the fact that we value them more. It's like we value ourselves, and we don't want no, like, I say false interaction with a female. Because, man, I'm gonna just give y'all the story real quick. I'll wrap it. I'll try to be quick.
Okay.
When I was younger, man, I used to kick it with my cousin. So like I said, I was about 16. I was knucklehead, but we was getting some bread. So we down in like Manhattan at this restaurant, very expensive. Me, my cousin, another friend. We're just eating. And then this one chick that liked my cousin, because he was one of them dudes that was getting all the chicks, worked out, had the physique, all that, stylish, game. Never would spend any money on her. She was bad. So she come walking into this restaurant with a Knicks player. Like he played for the Knicks and stuff. Matt, long paper. So he didn't bust her spot because he didn't like her like that. So we just minding our business. So she kind of like glanced over there, saw him. But then after like we ate, we left and stuff, she's hitting him up like, hey, I want to come see you tonight. And this dude was giving, man, they had bottles of wine. Because we looking over there, we like, damn, that's so-and-so from the Knicks. He's doing the most luxurious shit, treating her good. He's probably figuring like, oh, I'm the man, I got this dime piece. That same night, man, she's hitting up my cousin. Damn. And this dude wouldn't even buy her like a hot dog at like a gas station. So that's why I'm saying, man, that's why I try to tell dudes this. Like, I don't try to take swipes because I want to see people win. But it's just like, when you go in there with that mindset and you leading like that, like, man, they're messing with. I'm trying to tell y'all, they messing with somebody on that side, man, that ain't doing shit, and they in love with that person, and they looking at that dude that's handing them that money with disgust, because they looking at it like, hey, if you don't respect yourself and your resources, they ain't got no respect for that. So that's why I'm trying to tell you, man, when you understand the psyche, because I done seen it played up. I grew up around a lot of females that used to line dudes up like that, and they be like, oh man, I hope this dude get a girlfriend, because I don't want to sleep with him. This is how they talk, man.
Right.
So it's not no good position to be in. And that's why I'm trying to get guys to understand. Now, do I think some guys got some limitations? I understand that, but I'm just like, man, never put yourself in a position where you place yourself at the bottom of that pecking order of men. Because, like, in your mind, you might be thinking like you're winning, but you're not. And that's why guys keep getting taken advantage of and lined up in those situations. But I do see what Ruthless is saying. It's like relationships do end bad. So I do understand why people are looking at different circumstances. But I'm like, man, you just don't want to take that route. I'm sorry.
Right. And Drake, and thank you for sharing that, because look, tricking ain't easy, but look, that's all I'm gonna say before I wrap it up, because I am about to go ahead and end the stream.
Hey, get Tyler.
But hold on, let Ruthless get 1 minute.
You got 10 seconds, Ruthless. My breakfast and if it gets cold, I'm gonna be mad. So
hey, I'm just saying though, you should title my new stream. It's called "It Ain't Tricking If You Got It." Oh, that's crazy. MD said that.
Hey, Ruthless, when you going live, man?
Okay, I'm finna go live right now. So
hey man, I gotta hit the gym. Damn, man, why you go later, man? We'll do this one later.
What time?
Not California late. Yeah, which y'all 3 hours behind.
Where you at?
I'm on the East Coast.
So
what about 7 something?
We're at 3 hours behind.
Okay,
about 7ish.
Okay, 7ish.
Okay, yeah, I'll pull up. I'll be on there.
Yeah.
I'll look for you, Ruthless. And do tell. I want you to continue like the energy or whatever, bring it to your podcast, and I'll be there listening for sure.
No, because Rufus got some solid points. That's what I'm saying. People, because I seen him like debating some people. I seen him on Freezies and Ruthless got some points. That's why I'm saying, as men, we gotta like flush this shit out. That's where we gotta have the conversation, because man, a lot of the females are transactional. So we gotta talk about it. But I'm gonna jump on there.
That's why I say, like, in relationships, like everything is transactional. Again, he do have some solid points. He's just a little bit misguided, right, when he uses me as an example. But that's all.
Hey, Ruthless, he gonna try to lump you in there. Right. That's the trick manipulation tactic. They'll be like, hey, everybody trick, because they know, hey, no, don't put me in that category. I'm in part of that 1.1%. God damn it, I'll get one of them robots. We was talking about that on Rush's channel last night. I'll get me a robot before I goddamn trick.
Oh, damn, okay.
Hell yeah, that's how real it is.
But no, I appreciate the interaction, and actually, while excuse me, my bad. While we was going through the interaction, because I got like the ChatGPT like Atlas. It has a summary, but it does the summaries like while we're live. So the ChatGPT already picked up who joined into the panel. They already labeled me as host. Matter of fact, they even used my government name. I was like, damn, okay. So
the Chat GPT because I know you said they summarize everything. Did it say like I won? Spanking Ruthless, giving them that work?
No, I didn't ask them who
won. Oh, okay.
Debate, right? They try to be fair and equal, right? But
yeah, they got to choose a side. Chat GPT, y'all got to stop being biased. Go and give me my victory.
But the main points that it highlight, right, under the description that it created. So I've already uploaded into like our chat, our description, but it talks about how we was talking about the Tekashi 6ix9ine, then talk about joint M3, sophisticated jerk, and Ruthless Truth. They already labeled me as the host of my government name and all that stuff.
Yeah, take that out. Don't put your government.
Right. I was like, oh, that's how you so I had to tweak it up and like, look, just make the shit shorter, right? But they also highlighted Marcus, right, being like one of like the main like chat sponsors, basically, who was like chatting up the most. And it created like a whole lot of good stuff for whatever, right? But overall, the main points was like loyalty versus betrayal, snitching versus street morality, tricking culture versus modern relationships, redemption, and public perception.
Shout out to Chad GPT capturing it like that.
Right.
But man, just I know we're closing out, so I would just say, man, like listening to Tekashi, man, story.
Yeah.
Y'all don't even mess with the street shit. It ain't worth it. Like I like what Ruthless was saying, man, because he definitely got a good perspective, like, you know, being behind bars like he did, and you know, giving that perspective. He was like, don't nobody care, man. And looking back at it, like I said, when I was like a knucklehead, man, when you, because when I went through my thing, and they had to expose all the evidence and stuff, man, there was probably like 14 people like talking on us. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like everybody's just grimy in that world, man. That loyalty shit don't exist, man. Stay away from that stuff. That's why I was like, the whole snitching culture, man, people gonna talk. And don't put yourself in a situation where you gotta choose like a oath with some people that really don't give a fuck about that shit over your family. So that would be my takeaway from all this shit. So Tekashi and all them other people that did it, because they had to make that choice, I can't even be mad, man. You know?
No. You know, and like I said, I don't fault him for whatever he did, but he can't play like as he was a victim.
Yeah, you can't have one foot in and one foot out. You still a rat. I mean, if I like I said, if I did that shit, I'd just be like, look, man, I ratted. I chose my family over this shit. Because I seen that with some of the mobsters. Like I was just looking at a clip the other day, and one guy, he was just like, man, I chose my family over this bullshit. And he's like, fuck it. Anybody want to see me, they could do it. He still walk around his neighborhood. So that's how I would be. I'd be like, man, look, I chose my family over this shit. I stepped away, man. I'm in church now, you know, got my life together. Fuck it. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But all right, man. Great live though, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Let you get to that breakfast, man. Shout out to your girl holding you down like that. That's why you don't want to trick guys. She's over there. M3 been trying to get off the live for like 20 minutes. So she must be whipping something up.
Oh yeah. She's actually making homemade honey lavender cream cheese right now. So.
Oh, okay, damn. So she doing it. Hey, spit in this food. You know I'm a hater. I hate over here. Spit in this food. Fuck that.
but anyway, so definitely good to have this live stream. Also, guys, too, if you guys notice the upper left side, right? Okay. You know, we do have a QR reader, so if you guys want to donate to like the Cash App, all you guys do have to
you all on the wrong side. What you drinking? Mimosas over there?
No, because like
this motherfucker drunk. I know what the hell you was pointing out to. You said the QRC code. You was on the other side. But I get you. It's definitely confusing when you try to like, you gotta be all like this.
Yeah, my girl saying in the background need to use Venmo for whatever reason. They feel like Cash App is a like drug dealer app or whatever, right? But it's mostly convenient for all like YouTube live streams, so she don't understand yet. But anyways,
she said you about to buy some bricks.
But anyway, shout out to you guys, man. Definitely great stream, and then we'll catch you guys like another time.
All right then, peace.
Go ahead and hit that Cash App. Peace.